Hi everyone, Editing Rachel here. I know you're used to seeing me in text pop-ups, but today I have a couple of special announcements, so you're getting a full-blown voiceover. First, if you follow this channel, then you know that we've already released our Daggerheart version 1.4 video, where we discuss the latest system updates in a GM initial thoughts. But for the session you're about to watch, we're still using the 1.3 rule set because this episode was recorded on Monday prior to release. It just takes a little longer to edit these full-length episodes. So remember, as you're watching, you're still seeing 1.3, but don't worry, you'll get to see our 1.4 adapted table next week. Our second announcement, though, is the one I'm really excited about. Again, if you watch our channel, then you're used to some more lighthearted music at the beginning of the episodes from artists that we love, like Kevin MacLeod and Medieval Lo-Fi. But tonight we're going a little darker because, as you hopefully know, the last episode ended on a bit of a foreboding note. So I really wanted to use some more sinister music, and the group that I've used for years in my home games has always been Midnight Syndicate. And I really didn't know how I was going to set the right tone for foreboding and haunting without their music. And now I don't have to because they've granted us permission to use their music. The song you're hearing right now is Twilight from their group, and it truly has been the soundtrack to my players' most haunting moments for years at home games. So when you hear this throughout the episode, if you enjoy the music, just know that it's by Midnight Syndicate and that they have been creating music like this for almost 30 years. Please, please, please check them out on Spotify or whatever streaming service that you use. And again, they have granted us permission to use their music tonight. That's it from me. I hope you enjoy the episode. Bye.
From the top, from the top.
There we go.
Starting 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel.
And I'm
The
Steven!
delay was fantastic. We are the Fate and Divinities, a channel here on Twitch if you're watching us live, on YouTube, on Twitter. We have a Discord. We have all of the things. If you aren't aware of that at this point, I don't know what to do because we say it at the front of every single video. But we are dedicated here on our channel to running Daggerheart, which is the new tabletop RPG from the Darrington Press and Critical Role teams that is currently in open beta. And we have just completed, I've said that 3 times now, but it is still true. We have just completed the Sablewood Messengers, which was the quick start adventure that was published by the Darrington Press group. Under their 1.2 and now 1.3 versions. And in our last chat, we did do some kind of feedback around the system. If you want to go see that, you're absolutely welcome to. We also leveled up our characters to level 2, everybody. So, which I think brings us to what I would like to do very briefly today. So at the start of every episode, we do talk about our initial characters. We do a little character introduction. Now that we've sat with them, I would like this time around, when you introduce your characters, please do say the experience that you've selected for level 2. And if you've changed any of the original experiences, you can do that too. So, starting with Steven.
So for Ted, he became a tea artisan.
That's great,
and, And then Bill also gained an experience while we were doing that, and he became quick like a butterfly.
Great. You're a little bit quiet, Steven, but that's what we've got. Yeah. It's all good. And just for reference, Steven's playing Ted, our Simiah ranger, with a beast-bound companion who is a rooster. So, all right, and then we have Justin.
How's it going? I'm Justin. I'm playing Gimbo, the Ridgeborn Dwarf Rogue. And with my new experience I picked up is Death's Door, as I nearly died.
Oh my god, it was so good. I freaked out about it the last episode. I'm freaking out about it now still. Just a little bit muted because now I've had time to process. Joining us again, as always, is our lovely Kayla.
I'm Kayla. I'm playing Anura. She is a Highborn Ribbet Bard, and her new experience she got is called By Royal Decree. So it's kind of like an imitation, I guess, check. Like she's ordering people to do things, or she's trying to, because she's a princess.
Yeah, we got that intimidation moment coming through from Kayla. Gonna make sure that people get in line, which I think is very fitting. And then you had changed one of your initial experiences, right? And Stephen, there is a lot of sound in your background. I think maybe aluminum foil. There we go. Great. Link. But back to you, Kayla. So I think you had changed one, right?
Yeah, I did. I changed the which way are you looking, just because it didn't fit, and I just changed it to slippery because she's a little damp. So I feel like that's gonna help her.
She sure is a little bit damp. Yeah, I think it's gonna help. That's an evasion boost every single time.
That's what I think, personally.
And then last but never least, we have Chris.
I'm Chris. I'm playing Tank, the Warrior Call of the Brave. I picked Courage of the Weak. I learned a little bit of how to be a warrior from the Whitefire Arcanist, who was, steadfast in defending the forest.
That's amazing. And also, Chris, as always.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're fine.
Oh, yeah, I am Wanderborn too, so I shuffled the deck. I'm Ridgeborn with the Ridge Bros today. Let's go.
Hey,
oh my God.
We're there, Kayla. You're the only one.
Them Ridge boys.
Odd man out. Yep.
Them Ridge boys doing what Ridge boys gotta do. Yeah. So. All right, so those are our characters. Obviously, as tabletop RPG goes, they shift, but I think it's really exciting in Daggerheart that they get to shift even or a little bit more than other tabletop with those experiences building. I'm really excited to see how you guys use those, and hopefully we can roll some dice and y'all can get a little bit more. Y'all can roll with hope, hashtag roll with hope, and get some to fuel those experiences tonight. But very brief recap, everybody. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this because if you've read the Sablewood Messengers, which most people in the Daggerheart community probably have at this point, I would wager, or they've seen something, then you get the gist. But effectively, where we are now is that at the end of our last play session, we had in fact restored the arcane energy back to the ward stone of the capital city of Cerulia, is what it is called now, guys, after our world building that we did in the last episode. But Cerulia, that ward stone that protects the southern gate, the entrance, has been restored. Y'all then retired back for the evening to the Whitefire Arcanist's home. And y'all, after having a few moments of respite together there, bonding with her, learning more about her story, intensely charged moments, you all retired to your own rooms for the night. There were a few things that did happen. Remember, we're going to talk briefly. The Whitefire Arcanist did have a moment caught by Gimbo in the middle of the night where she wandered over to the empty window and released all of the fireflies back into the world, which was just crazy. You guys really changed her. Kayla had that beautiful quote. What was that quote?
It's to be loved is to be changed, I think, or to love is to be changed. It's one of those.
It's so beautiful. It hurt me when you said it the first time. And then, of course, Gimbo, he did in the same day, guys. Remember, it has all been one day that y'all entered Hush and then fought and then had all of those moments together. Received the letters from Bruni earlier in the day, and that evening you did start to open some of those, which we'll jump into in a bit. But first, we have to talk about the moment that really cliffhung our last episode, which is that at about, we'll say 3, we'll say 4 in the morning, very early, after you had been asleep, Anura, all of a sudden we know that one of your speaking spheres, the tiger stone that you have, and you had placed it into your nightstand, we're saying for the sake of this discussion, began to make a sound as though you were running your finger across a crystalline glass, which you know means that you're receiving an incoming call. And very sleepily, the sleep still in your eyes, you had reached out, grabbed that speaking sphere, and answered it to hear the person who's always at the other end of this tiger stone speaking sphere, your sister Liliana. And Liliana began...
Anura? Anna, I need you to come home, please. There are strange things happening home, and I need you now. Where are you? What are you doing? Please come home, Anna. I don't know what to do. Anna, please, what are you doing right? Why aren't you talking, Anna? Like, can you hear me? Anna!
I thought, Lily, I'm sorry. You were saying something.
Oh,
it's
Anna.
rude to interrupt. We had the same teachers.
Oh, we did. Anna, it's so weird. Where are you right now?
I am at a persimmon house. It doesn't matter. What's going on with you?
Anna, it's so weird back home right now.
What do you mean by weird?
Well, I wasn't supposed to tell you. You know, they're trying to keep it really quiet around here. It's kind of hard to explain. So, well, like, a week ago, first, I was sleeping in the middle of the night, and then there was this loud ruckus. And I went to my room, but the guards were already there in front of it, and something happened. And I don't know, they won't tell me what happened. And they just locked me in. They said I couldn't come out. Anna, they said I couldn't come out, and they wouldn't let me. And then, so Mom came in the middle of the night, and she told me that I couldn't talk about anything that happened that night. That I couldn't tell anybody that something had happened. And I still don't know. So I've been quiet, and everything's been normal, I guess. But then, a couple nights ago, well, Dad left. Dad had to leave.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He had to leave, and he said that he would be back. But he hasn't been. It's been 4 days, I think. And then, 2 days ago, Mom left too. And she said that if she didn't come home, that I needed to find you, and that I needed to come be with you. But Anna, I don't know. How am I supposed to leave? I can't leave.
Man, no.
What do I don't
Mom and Dad are gone, so you're the only one minding the kingdom right now. You can't just leave it.
Yeah. And I think something happened to my friend. I have a friend who's been staying with us. Her name is Cassie. And I haven't seen her since everything happened. And I think something really, really bad happened to her. And you know, they won't let me visit the nursery either. And it's the only thing that I ever do when I'm really stressed. It's the only thing I do is I don't know.
You should be able to go into the nursery.
I know, I always do, and they won't let me, and I don't know what to do. Anna, will you please come home?
I will, Lily. We'll be there.
How long?
Yeah.
Can you be here today?
I will do my best. I don't know if I can find a way to teleport. I don't know. I'll talk to everybody. I'll do my best, and I'll give you a call once we figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Stay strong. Don't go anywhere by yourself. Always keep a guard with you.
Okay.
That sounds scary.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, well, will you call me every day until you're home?
I will call you every day. I promise, Lily.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I love you.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
You hear the kind of crystalline sound as the call disconnects. And you are there, Anura, in the middle of the night. And
Well, yeah, she's just immediately, she's throwing the blankets off. She's going to wake everybody up. It doesn't matter that it's the middle of the night. She's like, we gotta go. So, I don't know who's closest to me.
I don't
we're
know.
Just gonna...
Go ahead. Yeah. So the Whitefire Arcanist does have like a couple of rooms that y'all were staying in.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can decide who's bunkmates. I don't know if y'all are like have a boys' room and a girls' room, or if y'all Frog and Simiah. I don't know how y'all are doing it, but y'all can tell me.
I'm hanging out on the couch
He's on the couch. I got you.
in the living room.
Okay. Oh,
She's
nice.
She's just
I did
gonna
go to one of
into
the rooms.
You did.
to the kitchen and like start banging pots and pans together. And
You're just
like,
banging
"What's up,
pots and
everybody?"
pans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As you're doing this,
see.
He's very dramatic. about this is like, my sister needs me. It's just
Okay, remember that the White Fire Arcanist doesn't really sleep. She's just sitting in a chair as you come into the room, and she's just, good morning, dear. What are you? Oh my God, what are you doing? That is horribly loud. Please, we can wake them up another. What are you doing? All right, go ahead.
Are they awake? Are y'all awake?
Yeah, I would come out of wherever I was hanging around sleeping. I don't know about Bill. Bill might not wake up. He's a rooster.
What? I'm gonna go find Bill, and I'm about to shake him if he doesn't get up.
No.
I'm gonna be very cross that someone beat him.
What is happening?
I come out with a little like stocking hat on, PJs.
Why are you? What is going on? What?
I don't know what's happening. Back home, my sister is freaking out. My mom and dad, they're gone. It's just my sister on the throne right now, and I love her, and she will be the queen. She's an anxious personality. She doesn't need to be here by herself right now. We've got to go. I gotta go. Y'all are either coming with me or you're staying, but I gotta go, and I would love some help.
How far away is it?
How can I ask?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
In relation,
so it's probably a good time to bring up that our BAPs are in the Discord for those of you that are like newer to everything. But just as a kind of idea, because you know where you are, you live on this continent, you're there in the Sablewood. Obviously, that's just smack dab right in the middle of the Western realm and everything, the Western edge, that is. And so you know that you need to begin traveling to the west. Truly, it probably is a full 2 days travel to your home, but having done some things before, you know that there are quicker ways to get there. Even if you can't, and I don't know that you would be able to find an instant travel method, but you could potentially head down to the river to the south, known as the Lucent Rill. And you could catch a boat down across the way, and then maybe even if you were lucky, get on the red eye or the last boat out from the coast that would take you right over into the Blue Marshes and to Blackgum Hollow. It's very possible. It would be a very jam-packed day, but if you move quickly enough, you probably could get there by morning to afternoon tomorrow.
Okay, so if we go over land, it's a full 2 days. If we go down the river to the Gulf, and then we take a boat from there, it's going to be a day. But we got to go right now. She's freaking out.
I'm all for going now, but just thinking what equipment and stuff we have. We have this like cart and horse. Are these like river boats big enough for that? Or we need to like leave that here and just, walk to the river?
I mean, we could take them to the river, but once they get there, I don't think they're going to fit on the riverboat, right? It's a riverboat. That's a horse.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you'd be able to. You're probably going to have to figure out something to do with this carriage. Although, remember, these are on loan from your good friend.
If we smack their butt, they'll go back to Marlowe. I bet they know where home is.
I love this idea. I am going to, though, introduce kind of a shift to the narrative right now, because at just about this moment, I'm going to say that alighting onto the perch outside, you hear in a rustling of wings, the sound of a bird landing onto the windowsill, and it... That was a horrible sound, but it was meant to be some kind of a falcon. Like, I can't do a falcon noise, you guys. But anyway, fantastic. Thank you.
Great.
A falcon's going to land there on the windowsill, and you see that it is a falcon that bears some of the plumage, the decor of the capital itself, including the cap that blinds it to it, as this is a homing falcon. And it has there across its chest a rather large scroll. And if you were to, though you don't have to, I could do it in the voice if you'd like to, but if you were to open, and all of you can follow along, this is a
I would like to go up to the falcon as and address it. Hello, emissary of the capital. Please read your note.
Oh my gosh, you're having the falcon read the note? Okay, so he's going...
I don't know who works at the capital.
I love this. You're going to see the falcon kind of...
Is this not a proper etiquette with the capital? Letting the,
Did you bow first? They like it when you show them.
I try to do a little bow and a little sock falls over my head.
The falcon kind of continues to like look at you out of the side of its face and cock its head, and then you see it like kind of shake out its feathers, and it kind of begins rocking in a way that makes the scroll on its chest kind of move back and forth, like, oh, out to you.
I'll hold it for you. I'll pull it out and open it towards the falcon.
Fantastic. As you
open it for him?
As you open the scroll, the falcon kind of claws at his ear, ruffles his feather, and flies out of the window and back amongst the trees. He is gone. This is a delivery falcon.
We have paper.
Oh, God.
Is it in Falcon or is it in...
Is it in Falconese?
I hope not. I don't know Falcon.
Or is it in the common tongue? What's happening?
I flip it over and it's upside down. I'm like, oh God.
And
I'll pass it to someone else to handle this.
Who's taking the scroll, you guys? Y'all are all scared of this scroll,
I'll take it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, got it.
Hand it over.
Because I assume you can speak bird, but then you want it? Okay, here you go.
Yeah, they both have wings. They probably speak the same language.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Unfortunately for you, it's not in Falcon at all. It was never a bird language. It's written in common, because this is a common way of delivering mail. And so it says there, and I'm going to read it in the voice, because you guys are like, I don't know how you're expecting to get to Liliana today. Like, this is wild. It says... So I'm reading this. As you look at the very tail end of the scroll, you can see a seal. That is very clearly noting that it's from Marlowe Fairwind, who, of course, sent you on this journey. And in the tone of Marlowe, Anura. Dear, I am so sorry for not contacting you again after we got cut off last night. My sphere was damaged in the scuffle. Truly nothing to worry about. It was one of the clumsier guards, but I promise he's been reprimanded. Anyway, you could keep the one I gave you now that the set is ruined. At least it's a pretty stone. Nonetheless, I wanted to tell you that all is well. I don't know how you did it, but the ward came back up only a few moments after we spoke. Admittedly, I feel a bit silly about panicking. I should have trusted you. If we could keep that between us, I so appreciate that, darling. You know how it is. You cry one time, and all of a sudden you're the sorceress who cries. But I digress. So, the complication is that after last night, the path back to Cerulia is not safe while the wandering hordes disperse. And King Emrys has closed the gates, at least for a few days until everyone settles. Now, I know that this puts us in a complicated position, what with me owing you payment for the safe transport of the Wardstone. But I can't exactly send it to Hush either. Our traveling carrier hawks, outside of these ones who can deliver notes, they can't actually hone in on Hush due to the Arcanist's wards. They're fantastic, but they do put us in a little bit of a pickle. But I remembered you had mentioned that you had never seen the Lucent Rill, and after last night, I think you deserve a nice vacation. I hope it's not too presumptuous, but I've sent your payment to my contact at the inn at Gara Falls Crossing. It's only a couple of hours south of Hush, and sure, it's not the Divine's Delight here in Cerulia, but for an outskirt inn, it's nice. Well, it's quaint. Okay, listen, Anura, it's a dingy little damp stop off the beaten path, and the locals are truly nauseating, but it's the best I could do on such short notice. And I've paid for the finest room on their establishment in case you need a place to stay for a night while you're there. If you need me to have it sent somewhere else, let me know. And thank you so much, dear. We really must get together soon under less terrifying circumstances. I appreciate you so much and write me soon. Kiss, kiss. And then Marley. P.S. Don't you stay in hush. They really are so weird. And then you see the official seal of Marlo P. Fairwind, Principal Sorceress to King Emrys, Protector of Cerulia, the City of Welcome.
The falcon hadn't ran away, I might have sent her back a little, thanks. XOXO, but it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. I will note that, so at this point, what you've gleaned from this little monologue, and again, I do provide these prior to stream and everything, but to give everybody the context all at once, I figured it would be easiest to read through. But first things first. Stone, the speaking sphere that you had that put you in contact with Marlo, busted. And actually, if you were to evaluate it, there is a very fine crack now in your stone even. Beautiful still, but there is a very small imperfection now in it. Also, it seems that Marlo does have a contact south, going towards the Lucent Rill, and actually very close to the Gara Falls crossing. So, seems like at least things are lining up with your plan so far. How would that have happened? Go ahead, sorry.
That takes us closer to the Blackgum Hollow, right?
Yeah.
Gets us to the river so we can scoot on down to the river, and then the Blackgum Hollow is like an island in the ocean, so you have to take a boat from the shore.
Country, that's right.
Very convenient.
Very
And
convenient.
I know you guys are interested in this. Our money's over there. So you gotta at least go with me to get our money.
Well, yeah, we need the money. But also you need help, like, with your kingdom, right?
I would love nothing more, but I didn't want to be presumptuous. I didn't know. It's a little swampy over there. I would love your help. I'm really worried about the nursery. I don't know why she can't go in there. They've always let us go in there. She loves to look at the eggs. That's her thing. So I don't know. It's a little freaky.
Just to clarify, this nursery is for like more of your people, or is this like a different kind of nursery?
No, it's the eggs. That's where they keep our eggs before they hatch.
Ribbet eggs. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where they keep
The babies are in
water's
danger.
a great temperature, right? It's perfect. It's beautiful in there.
It seems like it'd be lovely.
Best tunnel in the Warren. We gotta go.
Warm bath-like waters. I could.
Yes, exactly. You
get
can't
into something
bathe
like
in the
that.
nursery though. We'll find you a different place. That's
We'll
not.
see. We'll see.
Not with the children.
If we have to save the
uncomfortable.
nursery already, and we're there, I might as well just take it. Yep. But we'll circle around.
We'll talk
to that.
about that on the road. It's a no for me, dog. But we'll talk about it.
Sure. We'll skip rocks about it.
But yeah.
The Whitefire Arcanist, you notice that she, as soon as you heard or began talking about travel, you notice that she kind of sprung up immediately, way more spry for her age than she should be, as you have grown accustomed to. And she began kind of flitting her fingers around, and her house begins busying itself. You actually see layers of bread begin to spread out across the table and slicing itself, little cheese chunks coming across, little napkins that are binding themselves with fruit, cheese, bread. She's packing it all into a big basket for you. And she says, "Oh, well, I had hoped that you'd stay a little bit longer, but I understand if you have to go. It's been lovely getting to know your group, and here." And she passes the picnic basket into Tank. I'm going to say your hands in this moment, so you're kind of holding the picnic basket. And she's also in that moment you see her.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo, somebody left a nice picnic basket. In this moment, she is also. Her eyes kind of flit to her room, and she's like, oh, well, just one moment. And she kind of skitters over to her room, and she comes back, and you see her open her palm, and she says, "All right, now, I wouldn't want to presume, but
I did have a lovely time getting to know your group, and if you ever do need a nice place to stay, then, well, you know, if you needed to, you could come back, you know, for a couple of days. And she kind of opens her palm, and you see, you had seen before that she has had throughout your times with her these little items in the palm of her hand sometimes that glow, right? And she would place them into places and it would open a portal. This, she extends over to you, Tank, and she says, well, now, I do kind of keep them, you know. Why not? Teeth are incredibly magical, but this one is one of my back molars that I had, you know, fall out several years ago after a nasty little fight with some thistlefolk. Anyway, I did a little enchantment last night, and I know you have a weird thing with teeth. So, if you bury it, then it'll grow a little portal, and it'll connect you back to my hearth. So, you know, again, if you need me.
I let out a cry like, I did it!
And
then,
We definitely really appreciate that. A quick tactical question for you: How quickly does that open or close, just in case like we really need to be here and not somewhere else?
That's an excellent question. You know, in the manuscript on page 146 or 47, there's a thing called a portal stone, and I'm not really... I don't think that it clarifies how quickly it opens. We're gonna say... Should we say 6 seconds?
That works. We don't have to get into a specific. I was just mainly curious, like when to.
So
voice,
I
like,
know
hey, if
for
we
a
need to like
fact-
quickly come here and like not bring other people behind us.
Yeah.
Is that an option?
So this doesn't close like those. So this is really interesting. I am trying to find it. And again, I know that you that are watching the stream are hearing me flip through things, but give me just a second because I had it open to the page and then I closed it, but I want to make sure that I'm reading it correctly.
Oh, Grey Fox, that's kind of sad.
What
but I like it.
happened? Oh, here's a firefly. Come back when it dims. Great.
Honestly, gave me chills. I love it.
Oh my goodness. You guys with your brains out there. Who are you? Me? Portal seed. Okay. So, a portal seed. You plant this in the ground to grow a portal in this spot. The portal will be ready to use in 24 hours. You may travel you may travel to any other spot you've planted a portal seed. A portal may be destroyed by dealing any amount of magic damage to it. So, it kind of becomes like a permanent little thing there. So, yeah.
and it's
Oh,
like
but thank
a glowing
Velocidad is so fast.
Velocidad was on it.
Yeah.
Like the moment
As
you
you were
started
reading
talking,
it.
boom.
I feel like with as helpful as Velocidad is, I need to shout him out very briefly. If you guys haven't seen him, he has a Twitch channel where he does rolling solo. He does solo play, and it is fantastic. A little bit of an inspiration for the down the river thing tonight. Like just as an FYI, I watched some of his stuff and it was so exciting. So anyway, all right, we're a loving TTRPG community around here. So
Hey.
yeah. But yeah, so that's the portal seed that she hands to you. And again, it is a tooth that she has imbued with it. That's a little homebrew I'm adding to it. It's not a seed at all.
I like
Portal
it.
tooth.
Now,
Has words.
she's kind of still looking at you expectantly.
I was about to say, I would like to hug this lady at some point.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're doing things,
You
but
could
I
do
just
it
feel
now
like
if
she
you
needs a-
want. Do you
she
just
needs
rush
a group
into
hug.
her
She
arms?
needs all these little, 3 foot, 4 foot people just swarming her. Is what I think. I'm gonna swarm her.
Beautiful. I love it. All right. You all just like crash into her and she kind of
Because she's like 7 foot. She's huge.
yeah,
We're
and
at
she
her
kind of
knees.
looks down at you all and oh my god, the fan art would be beautiful, but she looks at you all and she kind of stoops a little bit and you see also that her entire room, because it's still pretty dark as early as it is, it begins to glow a little bit brighter as she emanates a little bit more of the glow off of her firefly body. And she's kind of petting. Well, now,
That's
this is lovely.
nice. I was worried the
On
house
to
was
us.
also about to kind of hug us.
Squeeze us.
No, she's gentle pats. Gentle pats. Yeah. All right. Chris, you were going to say something, I think?
Yeah. I wanted to ask her, her a future apprentice for her. What are something to look for?
Yeah, you're
What's
an
a trait to look
apprentice.
for?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, you know, if I were to have it my way, then they'd be tenacious, kind, willing to sacrifice, but mostly powerful. You know, they gotta have a lot of skill. They've got to be very good at arcane stuff. I don't think that I could. I'm too old to train someone up from the roots. You know, I really need something that I can start up immediately. But yeah, if you do find anyone that fits the ticket, I do think I'd like to visit that island you talked about. Isles of the
That
Old God
sounds
sounds
nice.
nice.
Cool.
Well, and she kind of stands back up, and you see her very briefly, those of you with higher, what is it? It's not perception in this one. It is, sorry guys, it really
Presence
was a very weird day.
or
No.
Instinct.
Instinct. Yes, thank you. All right. You see her, those of you with a little higher instinct, don't say a +1 is fine, kind of quickly move her finger across her eye, and she's going to busy herself a little bit more, and then look down to you all. Well,
It was lovely to meet you, Tank and Anura and Gimbo, Ted and Bill. It was lovely, and I hope to be seeing you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah. Hopefully we will see you soon, and then maybe we can only stay like another day or maybe two, not too long, because we don't want the trees to eat us.
No. That's a different thing entirely. That's those guest privileges. You're in a different category altogether now. You can stay.
Or
for
like
longer.
renters.
Hey!
Family is where I went, but renters
We're
is
no
fine.
longer
when she hears
guests.
you say family, she kind of like, but yeah,
This is our first-
If you need someone, I could, yeah.
Yeah. This
Anyway,
is very sweet.
if you need
Very
anything,
sweet.
should you need me,
And if you need us or if you need me, you know where my kingdom is. You can send another falcon.
okay,
Make the
yeah.
tooth sparkle.
Well,
What?
that would be cute too.
Make the tooth sparkle.
If you
It
could
has
do
your
that.
magic attached to it, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah, it
like a
does.
little-
Oh,
let you know.
it
It's like a
doesn't work like
stone
that
with
at all.
the
No, but
No.
but I'll figure
I
it
tried.
out. I'll figure it out, Tank. Don't you worry about it. I like where your head's at. Now, I know that it sounds like you have some very busy saving to do, maybe, and I understand that. So, I hope that you all are well. But yeah, if you need anything, you let me know. And she's going to reach over to the I Love Mandatory Fun Time LLC. All congrats, you all have obtained, a granny!
A granny!
Anyway.
Always wanted.
Yeah. So, as she's giving this closing speech, she does reach over, and you see this time from inside that she kind of presses a very small stone that lights up at her touch, and you feel this time the treehouse begin to descend down to the ground. It plants itself there on the ground, and we are beginning to see light on the horizon through the trees, as though the sun were peeking through the tree line.
It
And you
probably feels like
remember-
it's reflecting because didn't we
You-
say the silver trees were like kind of silverish?
Well, it's not the sun. You remember that the fireflies are lighting the world in accordance with the sun and the moon cycle. And you're beginning to see those fireflies give off the first hints that day is rising. One other thing, as you land here on the ground and she kind of opens the door for you, you all having gathered your things and everything, you do see Tank outside of the door. You can see sitting in the middle of the road, there is a small group of 3 smaller creatures. What appear to be children.
My favorite kind
Oh.
of creature.
There's kids? In the row?
Yeah. And we are going to move.
Is one of them the little kid that I met previously?
Yes, one of
I
them
believe his name was
is.
Tim.
his name was Fidget,
I don't get it next
but
time.
it's very close. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna move away from this spooky music now that we're doing something a little bit
Okay.
less terrifying.
Thank God.
So yeah, so you do see one of them is a human boy, and he's kind of drawing in the dirt with a stick, and he looks a little bit pouty, you can see. The other 2, one is a smaller halfling girl with kind of deeper skin tone, and she is looking, she has very, very big eyes, and she is looking kind of animatedly towards the house. And the last one is a very small Simiah boy. And as you kind of step out, you hear him all kind of whisper to himself and say, "Oh, there he is. That's the guy. That's who I told you about. He gave me the bell. It was him. He gave me the bell. I told you it was real." And they all kind of stand up, and the first human boy kind of waves over and says, Mr. Molarson, could we talk to you for just a minute?
My little legs, I like happily run up.
So you hear them
Word
kind
must have got out.
you hear them whispering amongst themselves, and then specifically the little girl and the little Simiah boy, so the halfling girl and the Simiah boy are kind of bickering between themselves, and the Simiah boy says, "No, you do it." And the little halfling girl gets pushed forward, and she looks up to you because she is a small creature too, and she is a child, so in this case it is pretty, she is actually smaller than you, whereas Fidget was not. Fidget was basically, he was just slightly smaller. But this little girl looks up at you and says, Mr. Molarson, sir, I have a tooth. I lost a few days ago, and Fidget said that you gave him a bear. He says Bale, but that's just because he can't pronounce his R's yet. But I know it's a bear. And I promise I'm really good, and my teacher, Miss Hankins, she says I'm doing great at all my runic studies. Can I have a bear too?
So unfortunately, I'm all out of bears.
She's
kind
gonna
of
walk up
deflates.
real quick, and
You hear
she's
the
gonna
Simiah boy as you're walking up. The Simiah boy says, "I told you so."
Nora's she's got a toy whistle. That was a little thing that she got. She's gonna slip that in in Take's hand. Just a little toy whistle, just casually. Nobody sees it.
Casually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is going to be a roll then.
Oh,
This
shoot.
is gonna be
no.
a finesse roll.
God.
I have
fine.
no fear, you guys, but it's time for a finesse roll. Remember, if you have any hope, you could use.
I want to help her with my spit and chiclets experience.
Oh, what?
How is spitting chiclets helping?
Because he's
getting
talking to
me
the
a
kids.
tooth.
Oh, of course. Okay, yeah, why not? Guys, those of you who are watching, Spitting Chiclets is a reference to hockey. There's a whole podcast about it, but chiclets are teeth. So I'm going to count it. But also, you didn't need to use your experience specifically. You're helping, and you're trying to be a little bit more slick. So that's totally fine. I'm going to say that the help action works. You do have to expend a hope to do it. And then you're going to be able to roll the second of the duality dice. So, Kayla, are you adding anything onto yours, or are you just good? Remember that it doesn't add more to the roll. It's just an either or.
Right. But if I used one now, I would use a hope if I used an
You
experience
would.
right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm not going to do that real quick. I know I should know this by
You're
now.
fine.
These little 12-sided ones are the right ones.
That's exactly right.
Alright.
Yeah. And remember,
Great, I
you
love
need
this
both the black
Yeah,
and the
two.
white to your duality dice. Perfect. So
Yeah.
you're going to
And
go
then
ahead
the
and roll
plus
those.
2 with the finesse, right?
That's right. Yes. So, but first, we're going to figure out which roll we're using. So, Chris, you roll just the hope die. Kayla, you roll both.
Oh my god, hold on. I'm not touching it. Hold on. Can you see it?
Is it
It's
a
a
critical?
12 and a 12. It is a
Let's go.
That's the most critical a success has ever been, baby. That's a roll with hope if I ever saw it.
sorry. That was wild.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's one every time.
God,
You got
Kayla is
It's
hitting
very exciting.
those criticals. All right, yeah. I'm going to say that again, this is a collaborative game. You tell me, Kayla, how add something extra to it. Collect a hope, by the way. You get to add.
Okay, that's
that
like
hope
I got my
back.
pencil.
Yeah. And you let me know.
Okay,
you
so
can
she-
add a little. You get what you want and a little bit more is what the
And a
rules
little
say.
bit more. Okay.
Super critical,
Okay,
Greyfax says.
She's gonna give the whistle to him, and she sneaks it in there good. But she had time to tie like one of her little pink ribbons that she sometimes uses, like just for decoration on her outfit. She had time to tie it around there really quick and then give it to him.
Oh my gosh,
So it's got a little ribbon.
You know what? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Amazing. That's so good. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. I would even say, do you want to slip 2 toys and you just happen to have
I
another toy?
just happen to have an extra.
Critical success.
okay.
You know what I'm
You may
saying?
have you may have like borrowed one from Granny's.
Yeah.
Mm,
Just stole
okay.
a little thing.
Okay, so we got the whistle, and it's not a teddy bear, but it is like a little plush, like a lizard, like a newt. Right? It's teeny tiny, about the same size as the whistle, but it is like a stuffy. So.
Okay. Oh my god, so cute. So you, Tank, you feel like Anora's presence behind you, and you kind of, in that moment where these children are like asking for toys, you realize you don't have anything, but behind you, you feel her, and you just instinctively reach your hand back, and there they are. You tell me how you do this.
I first whispered her like, "Oh my god, thank you so much. I was dying out there." And
I'm so glad.
and I take the toys and I'm like, "Surprise!"
So
Best
the
tooth fairy ever.
and the Simiah boy who had just said, "See, I told ya," like he looks shocked. His eyes are so big, and Fidget says, I told you. He had bells. Okay, they're not bells, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I'm gonna give it to him. He's a good tooth fairy."
Fidget's my boy.
And so the little girl says, "Oh my god!" And she's gonna reach for the little plush. She's gonna reach for this stuffy, and she kind of looks at it and she says, "Okay." And she reaches into her pocket and says, "Thank you, Mr. Molarson. I really appreciate it. And I don't know. I think you're so cool. And where can I send my other teeth when I lose more?"
Hide it under your pillow at night.
Oh, okay. All right. I will. Okay.
When you wake up, I'll be there.
Okay.
I won't be there. It will be
Jesus.
there.
Bye, Fidget. Bye, Samson. Petunia's
Work it
not
out
going to
with the
believe this. Wait, what?
I worked a deal out with the Falcon.
Amazing. And Henrietta begins hustling back into town to go tell her friend Petunia. She does actually like fall for a second, and she stands up, "I'm okay," and she keeps running, like brushing off her knees. And then
Hey, Tink, do you have to like check these teeth to make sure they're real? Do you like bite them or what? Or how do you know that it's actually the kid's teeth?
Oh god! Oh, buy them! Oh,
I would
teeth.
say, for the starts of my career, I'm not going to be too particular.
Oh, okay.
If it's a tooth, it's a tooth.
A tooth's
Either
a
way,
tooth.
it'll end up in my mouth.
Oh god. The Simiah boy now looks really sheepish, and you can see that Fidget's kind of with his chest up in the air is really proud of himself, and the Simiah's kind of like toeing at the dirt with his toe. He says, "Hi, Mr. Molarson. So a few weeks ago, a different tooth fairy came, and well, nobody believed me. But he didn't give me a toy for my tooth. That's why I didn't believe Fidget. He just gave me money. But I'm a little kid. I don't really care about money. Since he was a tooth fairy and you're a tooth fairy, could
I still have it. Could I trade you and you could just give it back to Mr. Caruso when you see him?
Mr. Caruso. Okay. Yeah,
Who is
definitely.
Mr. Caruso?
Thank you so much.
And he takes
Sorry
the
for his lack of pizzazz.
he takes the whistle.
So he says, "This is so much better than stinky money. I love it." Okay, well, I'll put him under my pillow too. Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. Put it under there next time, and there'll be a weird bird potentially, but no worries.
You know, that sounds about par for the course, honestly. This is a weird day. All right, well,
Way better than Caruso.
well, bye, Mr. Molarson. And he begins going.
Who is Caruso?
I don't know. But he begins to like, as he's going, he does see you, Ted, and he spots another Simiah, and he kind of like waves tearfully before he continues running off in the distance. And Fidget, in this last moment, he's gonna kind of step forward and say, I told him, Mr. Molarson, I think you're the best tooth fairy ever. And he's gonna hug you, and then he's gonna say, well, I hope that you come back to visit us sometime. My dad said that you could stay with us for as long as you want. He's not going to sick any trees on you.
Thanks, buddy. And I'll take like a little bit of fairy dust out of my little bag and give it to him.
Well, wait. You have to explain to me. Is it just like a little powder? Is it in a vial? What is it?
I use a lot of the teeth and grind them up and put them in my little bag, and it's like my dust that...
So you're just dusting
I
him
thought it
with
was gonna be like glitter. You're
It
just
is.
taking like bone matter and sprinkling it over him.
So
If it were adult teeth, but children teeth have a certain magic to them, because when you lose your baby teeth, right, they're gone, and then you get
How
new
did you
permanent
make that
ones in.
cute? How did you do that? That's gross. But it
y'all are
worked.
fucking incredible. Fuck you guys. It's too good. It's too good. Show canceled.
I loved it.
So it does in fact sparkle.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're just wafting it over him, or are you?
You wouldn't know it's teeth or anything. And I hand him, and it's like a little baggie.
It looks like dandruff.
This looks like dandruff.
It's sparkling.
Nah.
It's
Sparkling
Glitter in a
dandruff.
bag.
He's gonna like open his palm and hold it and say,
What is it?
Bone glitter.
Yeah.
did you say that out loud, or are you fucking around? Is this a playful character moment, or did you say it out loud? I need to know.
I feel like Ted said it under his breath.
Okay, I'm gonna roll on the behalf of him real quick and see if he
Give me a
hears.
child.
Yeah, like I am the GM, so I get to roll d20s. Ooh, and she's the one who wanted to play. I'm gonna say that you were under your breath, right? So I'm gonna say it would be loud. So only if he rolls over an 18, no pluses. Oh my god, it's a natural 20. Sorry,
Really
guys.
Great.
I always kiss my d20s if they roll 20s. So you say it under your breath, and you see him like drop it, and he's kind of like takes a step back.
It's bones? I don't want any bones.
I think it was child bones.
Wait.
Oh
Did you say that out loud too?
no, you didn't. No.
But I
It really
misheard.
be the people closest to you.
So he's gonna, but you know what? I
Um,
still am gonna say he's so in love with you. You're not in love with you. I mean, he's so like he
Entranced.
you've done such good stuff. He says, he kind of stoops and picks it up, and he says,
What does the bone sprinkles do?
It's pretty, right?
Yeah, it's mostly
"Y'all let
just
this man cook. Y'all leave him
for
alone.
fun.
Shut up.
Stop trying to ruin this moment.
The peanut gallery is kicked out." Go ahead, Tank.
Well, the teeth thing was just like a thematic thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Looks wise, nobody would know that they're teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
glitter.
totally fine.
And I'm a
We're-
fairy. I have glitter. I don't know.
We're building a
Kids
beautiful
love
moment.
glitter.
Tank, we are building a beautiful moment. He's excited. He was weirded out at first, but now he's like, whoa, the guy who gave me a bell is giving me some sprinkles. What is it? And he's looking at you with wide, expectant eyes, and he's asking,
Mr. Moa said, what do they do?
Dramatic pause.
Hey. Yeah, they're mostly decorative, but you spread them whenever you feel the moment is right, and often it will put a little picture.
Like confetti?
Yeah, like a confetti picture up in the sky, like fireworks.
What? I have a firework? You won't tell anybody I have this, right? I could just pretend I'm magic.
Yeah, be very careful with it though. Not indoors.
Okay, not indoors. Boy, I have
I
a
had to
little
remove
sister.
glitter from his fur for months afterwards.
Oh god, so this is like one of those glitter sparkle bombs. Fantastic, amazing. Okay, great. He's gonna look down at it with reverence and say, okay, well, I'm gonna save this for something very special. I'm really sad that you're going. I assume all of your stuff packed up means you're not gonna stay any further here?
Yeah, we have an emergency, unfortunately, but I'll be back. We'll be back with the Arcanist lady
Okay.
before you know it.
Well, I'll ask her next time I see her, but it was really cool meeting you, and I hope you have a good time at that island where the old guys live, and you be careful out there. Sounds crazy. Bye, Mr. Molarson. And he's gonna begin walking off. He looks over at you over his shoulder very briefly and continues kind of walking in the distance before he kicks up his heels and begins a little clip off.
So to the wagon. We're heading to the wagon. We're gonna get on the wagon. Carriage. We're gonna get to the carriage, and we're gonna go get our money, and then we're getting on a river. Right? That's the plan.
Is the plan.
I think that's the order.
All right, everyone in the carriage.
Okay.
Me
I'm gonna
and
give
Bill-
one last wave to our Arcanist grandmother. Just so she knows.
Yeah.
As you
I'll
guys
wave
are
to all of Hush as I'm leaving.
oh, that's very beautiful. Most of Hush is like in the distance a little bit, but it is beautiful. And you guys, she is full on doing the grandmother pose, like as the sun of the fireflies is coming out. She's like standing there. She doesn't go back into the house. She's just got her hands like on her back, and she's kind of squinting and crosses her arms and keeps. As you keep going, and this is a carriage. It doesn't move very fast, so it's a while. It's not like a car, but she stands out there until you are well and truly out of view. And then you guys round the curve of a big tree, and you are on your path. All right.
We're on our way, guys.
You're on your way. So remember that what we have now is if you wanted to take a look at the map, you always could. Remember that it is in the Discord, but you are already at kind of the southern side of the Sablewood itself. Ooh, and sorry guys, I clicked a thing and the name started appearing. But anyway, you are at the southern edge of the Sablewood, right there at the town of Hush. And the Lucent Rill is, again, a river, a small river though, that kind of flows to the west all the way down to the coast. It is fed along its route by the Gara Falls, which are you would all have heard of as a big and beautiful waterfall. Have any of you traveled on the Lucent Rill before? Okay. So this will be all of y'all's first time. Fantastic. So you guys, as you head south, it is still very similar to your path in. Remember that these are those well-carved and worn-down roads that amble through the Sablewood. All the way down, it is not very far. As Marlowe had promised, it is only a couple of hours. And as the day begins to progress, the fireflies lighting up the Sablewood, you begin to see the trees start to thin. And then, as you approach what appears to be a break in the trees, where you can see open sky through them. And this will be, the first time since yesterday when you were in the middle of the open Vale. that you can see the sky, and the first time that you've seen the daylight in 2 or 3 days. You come to what appears to be a cliffside that overlooks, and you are all standing there on top of a cliff that has these trees, looking down pretty far, probably 30, 40 feet down to a river there below. You can hear the water rushing past. Tell me something about this river, you guys. Anyone can go. A couple of you can add things, but for the collaborative world-building nature of this, tell me something about this river. Creatures that inhabit it, or the color of the water, sounds.
I'd say there's like points of like rushing water, so like white rapids almost. Okay. Like it's not necessarily a fast flowing river, like a heavily flowing river, but like it's just some deep falls with some big rocks.
Ooh, Steven, you are very far from your microphone and it's becoming apparent.
But just big things like in the river kind of causing like rapids around them.
Okay, all right, great. So it is kind of a more treacherous river then. It has like stones and stuff, and you can see that these navigators, therefore, they have these long poles that they're using to navigate around things. And there is a steady stream of these smaller boats, it would seem. But yeah, okay.
Can I add something
Absolutely.
to the lore that's
Please.
ridiculous?
Yes.
Okay, so these people on these boats, they each have like a river otter that like goes with the boat. So like if there's something, like if they need a fish or somebody drops something, they like do a little whistle and they send their little river otter dog after the things.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And one of the things I did want, I wanted to have some kind of animal creature here in the Sablewood that actually like went along with the boats. I was thinking in my brain like a dolphin of some kind, but this is even better. I'll say that.
Very cute.
Yeah, and as you can see that because each one of these little boats does have its own river otter, that they all, and there's so many of these boats going down at any one time, it's not just one river otter you see. You see little scatters of them kind of playing with each other before going back onto their little river boat. It's a very amusing sight you can see. And their captains are kind of scolding them as they're doing this. Just like, no, get the fish. The fish. Tommy, get the fish. Like
Tommy. That's the best otter name I've ever heard in my life.
There is, by the way, there is a kind of a shambling stair, like a wooden stair that descends down in a zigzaggy fashion down this cliffside, and you can see that there are some people that are making their way about halfway down, and as they kind of get onto what is a very small dock, Greyfax is killing me with the otter terriers. They are like kind of dogs, right? They're like otter dogs. That is so cute. Oh my god. And thank you, Squire0412. So as those people get down to the bottom, you can see that as these boats are passing, they don't really stop. They slow down a bit, certainly, and they use those long sticks to kind of stop it, but these are not true boats, or these are not like large passenger boats, as much as they are kind of rafts that are shaped and tilted on the sides. But they slow it down with the sticks, and then you see these people, as it gets near, kind of step off really quickly. Like when you're a child, the first time that you get on an escalator, you know what I'm talking about? That fearful moment where you just have to get on.
Honestly, still me on every.
I got stuck on one once, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't stop. And my inspiration, by the way, for this moment is because I'm obsessed with the Ribbet ancestry in Daggerheart, and I wanted to play Frogger with you guys.
Oh my god.
So, you guys. All right. But up here at the top, You can't. You will not be able to bring your carriage along with you, or your horse. There is, though, you can see a stable, and we're going to say that there is an attendant. And Anura, you can see that as you approach, he is himself a ribbet. And he eyes your hat, and you see him go into a deep bow.
Oh my goodness.
And he does not come back up as you approach. He is just staying there in that deep bow.
Okay. Thank you. You may rise, citizen.
He kind of looks up at you and says,
Hi. Wow. Your Majesty, what an honor to see you here. What brings you all the way to the Lucent Rill?
You know, I was on a royal errand, but now I need some help. And you've got... What's your name, sir?
Kenny. My name is Kenny.
You've got a beautiful stable. I love what you've done with the place. I can tell it's been taken care of, and I was hoping that you could take care of this horse for me. And then I would send someone to collect it on behalf of what's her name? It's Fairwind.
Marlowe Fairwind.
Marlowe. Yes, because it's not my horse.
The principal sorceress to King Emerus?
Yes, it's not my horse, and I have to go back to Blackgum. But I don't have time to get it back. I was hoping you could do this for me. You seem like a strong lad.
I need another check in this moment.
Oh,
now,
God.
I'm giving you advantage off rip. Okay, you're getting advantage right off the go. Like, he is a ribbet. He is just enamored of you. You have name dropped one of the biggest celebrities here in the realm. So it's advantage. Are you adding any experiences, anything like that?
I feel like what happens if I add an advantage if I already have it, or I add an experience if I already have an advantage?
Your experience, remember, is where you get to add your additional like +2, +1.
Oh, that's right. But I'm
of
already
item.
getting to add my presence, which is 3.
You are, yeah.
Already.
It's a pretty good option already, yeah. So you can do whatever you want, but you have to let me know before the rule. Okay.
I'm gonna save my hope.
Okay.
Hopefully, this is gonna be embarrassing.
Yeah. I really want to collect a fear because remember, after the last time, I'm all out of crowns and teefs. Like I don't have any left, but I really hope this isn't the one because man, I want this moment for you. So, all right. So then. Go ahead and roll your duality dice and re-roll the hope. If you crit again, I swear to God.
Okay, no, the hope is bad. So it's a 5 with fear, and the hope was 2.
But re-roll that hope die because of your advantage.
Okay, it's a 9 on the hope now. So 9 and 3. So that's 12, and then the +3, so that's 15.
Amazing. Fantastic.
Okay.
The check in this case, given what was happening here, it was a 10, which is the easy standard. That is easy. Okay. So you well exceed that moment. And he kind of, again...
And I take a hope, even though it was an advantage?
Absolutely you do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you certainly do.
Okay.
And remember that you do max out at 5, so you can keep...
Wait, is it 5 or is it 6?
Oh, it's 6. I'm so sorry.
6.
1.3. Absolutely.
Okay.
Fantastic point. Okay.
It's all 6s.
It's all 6s. It really is.
Okay.
Satanic Panic 1.3 was as Justin had said, and I loved it. Okay. So in this moment, and he was already, you could see he had a faint glimmer of doubt about the whole situation, but he was very hopeful to do this. He says,
Of course, it would be my honor. I would love to. Would you... I don't wear it. You know, people in the Sablewood, they wear hats all the time, but I never started.
Infuriating.
I never did.
and he kind of like eyes Gimbo a little bit.
But you know, I did start wearing,
And he pulls out of his back pocket.
I did start wearing
a bandana. And, I hope that that's considered to be okay. Do you think it's okay?
I want her. So we talked about her little, her speaking stone that doesn't work, the little rose gold one.
Yeah, the rose quartz one, absolutely.
Yeah, I want her to, like, take it, and she's like, it's absolutely okay in here, because you're doing me this favor. I want to give you a favor. And she's gonna tie it into the bandana.
Oh my god.
Have it.
This man, you see his throat actually out
This
for a
is
second.
a delight for her, because, like, people, Ribbets don't treat her necessarily like this. Her sister they get excited
He's
about, but
too
this is great for
far.
her. She's eating it up.
He's too far from the blue marshes. All he knows is hat. And so he takes it, and you see him look back up with like a tear in his eye, and he kind of folds it back and says,
I'll keep it forever. You just let me know who I should wait for, and I'll absolutely, I will.
Okay. So Miss Fairwind is definitely going to send somebody at some point.
Okay.
Come get this.
all right. And he's going to
in this carriage.
He's gonna go, and he kind of pats the horse on the leg and begins to lead them off. He watches you as he goes in, and you see him, and as he's kind of walking through, you do see like a halfling woman kind of standing there in the entrance, kind of like looking at him, and she like pops him on the back of the head as he walks in, and just like follows him in. But you have now offloaded your carriage, and you have offloaded your horse into a stable. You are ready to proceed, guys.
Well, we
Right,
still need our money.
I think you definitely did lock in his vote whenever your,
whatever
election comes up. Yeah.
I'm glad that someone knows
that's-
how to do a good trade around here. Very important.
No money, but you can have my broken
You
stone.
don't need money. That was a pretty stone, and it was also benefited by being from a princess. So
Really did. It was beautiful. All right, guys.
it's good trade.
So we've offloaded the carriage, we've offloaded the horse, and at this point, you guys begin descending this rickety staircase. Now
Wait,
it's
so really quick.
Yeah.
Where is that money that Marlo?
now the
Wait a
money.
minute.
So right
It's
here,
not-
it's not
Yeah.
this. This
Okay.
is just the way onto the Lucent Rill. Gara
Okay.
Falls, you'll know when you see, because
So this is not that.
this
Okay.
is not that.
Gotcha.
No. Yeah. I love that you're like the money oriented.
The
Yeah.
money is important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I'll
So
happily lead the way down the stairs. And it's rickety. We're used to ridges. We got our ridge bros here.
All
Rich
of it.
Bros.
yeah,
You're
all three of you
shaking.
today.
Also me this week.
Bill will walk next to Nora so you can like keep your hand on his back so he can.
That's funny. She just pet his feathers. Anytime he starts to stumble, she grabs him. He squawks a little.
This is our job. This is what we do.
At this point, as you're down, as you descend to the thing and everything, you can see some people tried to jump on, and their foot kind of shuffles and they fall into the water. And there in that moment, a couple of the river boat captains kind of yell across to each other like, "Hey, we got another idiot!" And they like fish him out with this stick,
Rude.
and there's like holding on like spluttering, but they do fish them out onto the thing. The otters kind of like playing with each other, all the little otter dogs and everything. So you get down to the bottom with me having added that pressure of public embarrassment. You are now at the bottom of this rickety stair on the platform, and as the last person in front of you kind of awkwardly steps on to that platform, it is time, guys, to make your rolls. Now, we could either do the group mechanic or you can each do it individually. Do you guys have a preference?
I'm assuming individually, so we can each be embarrassed individually.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought too, was,
I was
like...
thinking dealer's choice,
Yeah.
for your lore, you get to pick. I think so.
Absolutely. Okay, so now, and this again is going to be a way for, I'm trying to roll a little bit more. I really think we were light on the rolling before, and I'm just going to take some liberties here. This also might generate fear, might generate hope, but each of you is going to make a roll. Is anyone adding stuff? Steven, I think you have something. Right?
Yeah, I can add my watch your step experience.
works.
I feel like
Would
you
I
say
need...
that differently every time. Is it watch your step? Is that what it's
I thought it
called?
was put your foot here. Did I make that up?
I don't know. It's watch your step now, I
All
guess.
right. He's like, I like that one better. Here
I
we
like
go.
the way it rolls off the tongue better.
I like that. I like that
should-
better. Okay.
Do I need to use a hope for each of them?
Are you're performing the help action for each of them, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
then yes, you absolutely do. Yeah. That's amazing,
How many hope do you
Steven.
have?
So he's
And-
giving each of you
What a
advantage.
Yeah.
Good.
I was about to say, couldn't we use Steady from Ridgeborn on this?
Tell me what steady does.
That gives us
I don't know,
advantage
guys.
already. So
Oh yeah.
you have advantage on
actually,
rolls to traverse dangerous cliffs and ledges, navigate harsh environments, and use your survival knowledge.
Because I already have advantage from my Simiah ancestry, but I would have it from Ridgeborn too, I guess.
Okay.
Really, I just need to help
We just gotta
Anura
help
across.
Anura.
My
Yeah.
only other question is, are y'all all trying to get on the same boat? Or are you
Yes.
waiting to get on different ones? All the same boat?
We're all small,
You're all
right?
small.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we can all hop onto one.
All right.
It's a how big is the raft? Like if I wanted to run and jump to the middle of it, opposed to just stepping on,
It's big
is
enough.
that ill-advised?
No. It's big enough that you like
Okay.
you could do that. Yeah. You would be. It's not so much that you would be at the middle as you would be a little bit further than the middle, but it's totally fine. The only situation is if you roll really badly, I might have you go off the other side as that part of that momentum. But yeah.
I could use my agility with this too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is going to be so. These are, I should have said, these are specifically going to be agility checks.
Ooh.
Yep. Thank God Jimbo has that advantage. Like, all right, guys, are y'all adding anything else to these rolls? All right.
Just
Like,
my one help action
Kayla.
with.
So the help means I get to re-roll the hope. Is that
He's
how it
gonna
goes?
roll the hope for you.
Oh,
So
you're gonna roll
we're
it for
so
me.
we are gonna do yours last, and we're gonna
Okay.
actually no. Everybody can roll at the same time. Why not? We're gonna figure out everybody's all at once. The DC
We
is
all,
12.
I think we all have advantage, so it's going to kind of be the same walkthrough for everybody.
Kayla, just roll yours twice. Y'all all roll your hope die twice. That's just gonna be
Yeah.
easier. So
I got
go
a
ahead.
critical.
Oh my god!
All right.
Double one.
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Love
Guys.
it. We had a double 12 and a
Yeah,
double 1.
I know.
Yeah.
Kind of the
Kismet.
spectrum.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Okay.
I got a 15 with hope.
Fantastic.
I got an 18 with fear.
Amazing. Thank
Well, my first one was a 6 with hope so far, but I'm gonna roll this hope again.
Okay.
She's falling. It's a 6 with hope again.
All right. Now, because, so real quick, I do get to take a fear from Steven. Remember, yours are those lovely little bath tokens. But
Yeah.
I am going to make a little judgment call here as a GM because we had a critical success over there with our tank friend, right? And I'm in that case, you get to add a little bit more. Kayla, what was your roll total
It's 6
with fear?
with hope.
With hope. All
It's a
right.
4 on the white and a 2 on the black.
So remember, those of you who rolled hope, go ahead and mark your hope. But I'm going to say, as part of this, I'm gonna give you one more chance because of Tank Molarson's critical success. But Chris is going to roll this one. I'm up in the pressure here because it's your critical. Or you could also, Chris, choose to make Kayla roll it. I don't want to put you
No,
in
I
that
think
position.
you should. I think you should roll it.
Is it an
Are you
advantage,
saving
guy?
her?
It's just one. You are rolling your hope die one
Just
time.
the hope die. One time. Let's do it. 6.
That's an 8.
It's an 8 total. All right. Okay.
You
Well,
going in?
and unfortunately, our total was 12. So, as you guys all kind of begin, Jimbo takes kind of a running start and he gets up and he plants very firmly. You see that our Simiah Ranger friend, he also steps over. Oh, did you roll for Bill?
That's what I was just doing.
How'd he do?
Bill would have got a 10.
A 10 total.
Yeah.
With hope or fear?
With hope.
Okay, well, he gets a hope. But we got a chicken and a frog going into the water at this point. So, in that last moment, Tank, as you kind of jump sure-footedly across, you do look back and you see Anura beginning to flounder. You reach out your arm to help her, but in that moment, Anura panics. And she just grabs Bill instead. And she's there. And Bill, in that moment, you both go underneath the water. And you all hear these boat captains begin kind of laughing. But they are going to extend out the pole. And you're a frog. You can swim.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she can breathe under that water.
Yeah.
She's just embarrassed.
Absolutely.
She got her hat. She's sputtering. She got the rooster. She got Bill with her.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you grab Bill and you go over there and you clamber back onto the board. But I do have this fear that I have taken now for myself. And that wasn't even from you. That was from Steven. And therefore, the roles have done their job of giving me something to play with. Anyway, I'm not doing it right now. I'm just taking it as part of 1.3. You either do a GM move or you take the token. And I'm choosing just to take the token for now. But at this point, you guys are on the Lucent Rill, and this is not the easy ride that you and Nora maybe are used to as part of your travels. There's not really a lot of great places to sit. You're absolutely welcome to sit on the raft itself as it's traveling down, but it is a wild ride for the better part of an hour, until coming around a bend, you, and actually for quite some time as you're going down this, you begin to hear a loud, deafeningly loud sound, kind of a, and then as you round this bend, there with these open sky, you can see to your right as you're traveling west on the northern side of this, you see a tremendous waterfall. Absolutely huge. Hi, Crit Hit the Giant. So good to see. All right, so you see this huge waterfall there in the distance, and all of you are in awe at this moment. This is that Niagara Falls moment where the actual landmark itself is beautiful. You actually can see that because of the vibrancy of this waterfall, it creates many, many rainbows that kind of light up all of the cliffside around it. And there across the water that feeds into this river, you can see more of those otter terriers that are kind of playing and jumping in and out of the water. It is a beautiful sight. You even see for a second as the water kind of begins to even out its flow now that it's connecting with this larger body of water. You see the riverboat captain kind of tucks his rod underneath his arm, kind of wipes his brow and stares at it. Even someone who travels this consistently every day, maybe, even he can appreciate the beauty of this fall. So, as you are nearing closer, you do see another dock, okay? So, this time we're not going to make a check. I'm not doing checks just consistently for the same action. You get the picture at this point. Y'all have done it before. At this point, he does kind of chuckle to himself, seeing you all attempt it again. But as you get to this secondary dock, you all jump off and he says, "There you go, you did it." And he keeps going out of sight and waves to you guys as he kind of chuckles going down.
And Nora does not wave back.
So, you are now at Gara Falls Crossing. Okay, so this beautiful, though deafeningly loud, this huge waterfall is there in the background. But remember, I'm going to have you guys describe to me, now this is not a real town. This is just this one area, and you are going to help me build this collaboratively. But remember, I want to add that Anura, Marlo had written in her words, a damp little nauseating stop. So describe to me this inn. Tell me, anything about this inn that you see, and it's just a one stop here. And in fact, There are a lot of people milling around, but not a lot of people going into this establishment. Tell me about it. Paint a picture for me, guys.
I'd say on one side of the building, there's a pretty intensive stone chimney stock going on.
Okay.
Hand built, obviously, but like the largest, nicest part of the building is probably that.
Okay. All right.
I'd say it's like moss covered too, like the exterior of the structure.
Is it stone then, if it's moss covered?
The moss just growing, draping over it, I suppose.
Sure, but what's the actual building?
I
made
wanted
of?
to be made like of really bad wood, and I want it to have a severe lead. Personally, I want it to have dirty Walmart vibes. Like,
okay,
there's gonna be a toddler with a full diaper somewhere. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, gross.
I love it. Okay, beautiful.
Like, you would not use the facilities here if you could avoid it.
Yes, amazing. This is like a rating of like a 0.5 star on our road trip rating, Kayla. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
The ladies' room. You gotta rate them. You want to stop at a Buc-ee's, never a Chevron.
Always
never
the
a
views.
Chevron. All right.
Oh, I love Chevron.
Oh well, listen. You're a man.
Oh, you could be wrong. That's fine. But
go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say one other little bit, just it's already a dingy place, but on the porch kind of patio area, there are definitely just a couple of older folks that have no affiliation to this place. They're just hanging out in the rocking chairs.
Okay,
They're coffee drinkers.
They're spitting into their spittoons, chatting up or talking at whoever comes by.
Platoons, I love it.
Like outside of a Cracker Barrel. Do you guys? It's so fun to me how so much of our campaign is like a Southern vibe.
All of us,
That's why, in Cali, Chevron's the nice gas station. So you guys were like, "Yeah, what are you talking about?"
We have Buc-ee's, okay?
He was like, "That's not right. Chevron's nice."
All right, so let's.
You're wrong.
So we have painted a picture, you guys. Now, also, just in my brain, I don't know if those of you who have watched Big Fish, but the witch's house had a severe lean. And I'm really going into this. This is a big old lean on this house, okay? But I'm painting the picture, right? This area is gorgeous. It is sparkling. The sun is out. The blue sky, these puffy clouds. It's lovely. The waterfall is roaring. Even the people that are around are just all mesmerized at the beauty of this area. And then you look to your right, and there is this building, just this dilapidated wooden shed of a lodge that has this giant chimney offset that is way too nice for it. It has a huge lean to it. People on the front kind of rocking in their chairs, spitting out their dip into these spittoon buckets. And moss is growing all around the outside in a concerning kind of way. All right. So as you guys head to this inn, because it is the only inn that you can see at the Gara Falls Crossing, the old people kind of smile howdy day as you kind of walk inside, and there inside, painting the picture to keep us moving forward a little bit, you see much of the same. It is still wooden, and in point of fact, some, though not as much, but some of that moss still clings inside of here. It is just too damp a place for this to be made of wood, and it is empty. There is one old guy sitting in the back of the tavern, and he clearly has been on one. There is a actually rather nice bar, I will say, and give me an NPC. I'm gonna ask for details. So starting with Steven, give me an ancestry.
I want to say they're the dragon.
A Dracona.
A Dracona.
What color?
I want it to be like a green Dracona.
Okay.
That is almost like a chameleon in design.
Okay.
Eyes.
I love that. Okay, he's got like those eyes that kind of like move around. Amazing. All right.
Watching everything in the bar.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. As you guys come in, his eye kind of flits over to you, and he does not turn his head because this is how he sees best, right? Is one eye.
Yep.
And he just kind of moves a little bit slowly, but then you see his tongue kind of up to the top, and it grabs a bottle and places it on the bar, and he looks at you. Now, Justin, give me a community to kind of influence, flavor him.
I mean, he's definitely got a, let's see, Wildborn or Seaborn. It's probably a little more Wildborn. We're not at the sea yet.
All right. I love this. Okay. Kayla, tell me, build onto this person in kind of peripheral ways. So I'm not looking for personality yet. I'm looking for things like gender identity. I'm looking for things like clothing.
Okay. So I feel like he's going to identify as a man because
Okay.
we've kind of been speaking of him that way.
Perfect.
And his clothing, I think that he should have overalls, obviously.
Oh, so good.
Kind of like a little rattier shirt. I do think it would be funny. I know he is not Seaborn, but if he had one pant leg rolled up and a peg leg, I think the vibe of that.
I love it.
Work.
I love it.
Okay.
A wild-born person could also have a peg leg. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Chris.
How nice the place has been kept up. He's definitely gotten gout or something, just lost a whole foot.
Right.
He stepped onto something and that
He's
was
eaten
like
a lot of bread. Yes.
a very big splinter, and that is now his peg leg.
All right, Chris. I'm going to leave you to carry us home now. Give me a personality trait. What adjective kind of vibes are we getting out of this guy as you enter in? What's the vibe check?
Vibe check. He's read in the mouth kind of guy. As Greyfax said here, you hear banjos in the background. You don't even know where the banjo is. You just hear it. And he kind of has that like southern grandpa mechanic vibe.
Grandpa mechanic vibe.
I like that.
He's always like muttering about stuff, and you kind of understand him.
All right. Okay, amazing. Also, chat, y'all are doing great. I love it. We can hear the banjo. Also, hi, Nuvam. It's nice to see you. All right. So, as you all come in, his eye shifts over. He grabs that bottle and places it there, and he says, "Oh, well, hi, everybody. It's good to be seeing you here down there. It's lovely to see you. What you been doing, huh? Where you coming? Where you hailing from, huh? Name's Leo Fiske.
Hi, Leo.
Hi, oh my goodness! Now, I do be looking at you. Wow, that is a lovely hat that you have there. I would not want to presume, but is you in fact Miss Anura?
I am. Do you have something here for me at this fine establishment?
I
sir?
sure do be having something for you here at this fine establishment. And thank you for taking notice. I've been cleaning up the place. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
Now listen, Miss Marlowe there, she did let me know. She said that you will be coming true, and that means that you gotta be Ted. Oh, look at that Bill guy. He is a very nice thing. Don't you worry, I'm not gonna put you on a spit and roast you. Not today, all right? And then we got Mr.
Not him.
Mr. Tank Molarson himself coming through. Big, strong boy. I like that about you, sir. Yes, absolutely. And oh, Gimbo. Now
A
you
pleasure,
look like
sir.
someone that could have a nice whiskey with me. Maybe
You
later.
got some?
I absolutely do. And he like his tongue up to the thing and splats some whiskey, kind of topples off, and he kind of grabs it with his hand. Now remember, all of this fast talking, and his tongue very fast, but then his hand slow. Because he's chameleon, right? So he's just talking. It's such a good time to see you.
I'm
Yeah,
just slowly
absolutely.
putting
I
it
would
there
love
for
to.
him.
Oh my goodness, that is so helpful. I love it. Like, he's just very much going off, and he is talking up a storm to you as he's doing this. All right. Okay. So, in this moment, I do have one other question from you guys because I realized that I don't actually have to determine how much money y'all get because this is collaborative. So my brain was starting to spiral, right? I was like, oh my God, I don't really know what money is in this. Obviously, we have at least several handfuls, maybe more. You as a team, being a very generous moment unto yourselves, y'all let me know, how much does Leo here have for you guys? Mandatory Fun Time LLC.
No, I thought.
Apparently, we got Southern vibes. We got Fireflies. That's what we're doing in this game.
That's the move, guys. That's the move.
Yeah. All right. Also,
think of the job we did. So we were hired to just deliver a package.
Yes, exactly.
Protect it. There was danger to it. Someone else was
One of our
supposed to
people
deliver
died.
it.
I mean, they were fine, but they died.
Yeah. There's dangers involved, so we get the hazard pay.
Absolutely, it was critical.
It was probably like a week job.
And she's like my homegirl, so she would pay me well, because she wanted to keep me as her friend. But I don't know what well is, so y'all help me.
That's what I'm saying, guys. I didn't know what
not enough.
2 handfuls
Be a
is
nice
not
little
enough.
bag.
Like
I mean,
a
it's
piece.
like
though.
like
Everyone
2
gets a
bags.
bag? 2 bags?
I would
That's
say
right.
One twice?
Maybe.
I would say like
a
maybe
bag. Oh, a bag is different than a handful.
I'd say like maybe like 2 handfuls each.
2 handfuls. Handfuls go into bags, so that's 8. I would say let's get in the realm of both, right? Let's say that you have bag and a half. Why not?
Bag and a half.
Right, bag and a half. Now y'all have to divvy that however y'all want to. I don't know how that works. Remember, there are 10 of each increment that makes up the next thing. Okay. $1,000 each. I don't know, Nuvum. I have no idea.
So you got
if it's
15, 15 handfuls from that, more or less, to split
Oh,
up.
that's too much. Oh, that's absolutely too much. 15 handfuls each?
You said it was,
Oh,
no,
15
no,
total. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally fine. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's okay.
I was saying if we're wanting to try to split it up in any way, might be.
Yeah. Why don't we do this then? 4 each. So 4 handfuls each person. We'll say it's an even 16. I don't want to scuff anybody out of it. The players make the economy of the world. I also love it. Yeah. As a forever GM, so cool to make you guys sweat over how much money y'all get.
It's like I have no point of reference yet, so it's.
I was curious, like it was like it's not like the like D&D where they have like the player's handbook is like, all right, this is how much a sword is.
Right. Yeah.
How many burrs would you compare a sword to?
And then there is going to be, he is going to begin slowly. So he very slowly, actually, I'm going to say very quickly with his tongue. So it's a little wet, but he does it down under the cabinet and it plops all of this gold. It's in like some pretty big areas. But oh no, not a cliff. Thank you, Greyfax. All right, but then he's going to slowly reach down and he's going to pull up and now listen, Miss Nora, now I do not know if one of you would be the person who would really get this, but I did want to tell you that Miss Marlowe, she did tell me to give you this, and very slowly is pulling it out, but then he places a square package that is beautifully wrapped in Tiffany blue, okay, with a gorgeous white bow ribbon, and he places it on the. Now listen, I did surely want to take a peek-see here, but you know me, I'm a good businessman, and I did not. But I would like to see if you open it. And his eye kind of flicks.
Yes, of course you can stay here. You kept it safe for me. Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. All right. And he's kind of like eyeing at it as you're kind of going for it. Are you opening the package?
She is. She's going to pull on the bow first. She's not going to tear the paper because she's a lady. She's just going to very carefully, pry it all apart, keep it in one piece. And then she opens that box up.
Okay. So there are 2 things inside of here. First, there is a letter, and I'm not going to go into details on this letter. It's very simplistic. It really just has, for all your troubles, kiss, kiss. And then on top of the letter, though, is a flat rod that is inscribed with runes. And I'm going to say that Anura, because again, you're kind of our spellcaster of the party. Everybody can do magic, but you're specifically that oriented. You recognize this as a suspended rod. A suspended rod. Anyone can place this into your inventory. But it is a flat rod inscribed with runes. When it is activated, it is immediately suspended in place where it is. It cannot move, does not abide by the rules of gravity, and will remain in place until it is deactivated. For those of you joining us from Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, this is an immovable rod, essentially, something like that, but a suspended rod. Those of you new to tabletop RPG, you basically place it into the air, and as long as you expect it to stay by activating it, which you can tell me how you activate it, sometimes it's a click or something, it just hovers there forever. So for
like
example,
the guy from the Guardians of the Galaxy, the blue guy.
Kind of. That's like the whistle thing. This is, so I'll give you kind of an idea of one of the ways I've seen it happen, be done before. Say you're falling. You're falling from an incredible height, and you reach into your pocket and you grab your immovable rod and you lift it above your head and click it. All of a sudden, you're hanging there in midair. You're no longer falling. An immovable rod is sick, but it is as sick as your brain is. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those
Also a good
things.
way to lock things down, pin things on the ground, or
Yep.
keep the door shut.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, this is a good question. Is it single use? Can you deactivate it once you've used it?
Yeah, it can be deactivated. Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
now the runes, I'm going to let you guys tell me how it's going to be activated whenever y'all prepare to use it. You don't have to think about it now, but yeah, it is multiple uses. Absolutely. But underneath it is one other item. And some people tell me that I give my players too many magical items, but this one seemed innocuous, and I think it's nice to give people treasures.
As a treat.
Inside of it, Anura, you see, as you lift up that suspended rod, you see a lush burgundy kind of cloth. But Anura, what is your favorite color?
It's pink.
It's pink. So as your eyes land on that burgundy cloth and you think to yourself, oh my God, it's beautiful. I wish it was pink. It becomes pink.
Oh
And you kind of grab it and lift it out, this beautiful pink cloak. This you all recognize immediately because this is pretty commonplace, especially those are the hoity-toities, as an arcane cloak. This is a cloak whose color, texture, and size can be adjusted by any user with the spellcast ability at will. So the only person who unfortunately cannot utilize this cloak is Tank. But I don't think it's really your style, but it's a sick cloak. So
Hey, Bill can't use it either, Tank. You're
oh,
good.
that's fair. Absolutely, yeah.
To detract from the wings, you know?
You see,
Yeah.
you see,
Bill
so
feels the same way.
Leo kind of with his eyes said, oh, look at that. That is nice. Oh, can you make it green for me for a second? Would that be okay? That's one of the, do you make it green?
Yes, absolutely.
So-
She does. Of course, she
my-
holds it up so he can see it.
Oh
so.
my goodness, now I do love that. That is a beautiful shade. It will match your skin tone perfectly if you were the regular color for a ribbon to be, but you is not. That pink is gonna look right nice with you, Nance. I will. All right. So, also mandatory fun says one of their players has the cloak and uses it. It's awesome RP. So, remember, guys, just because Anura opened this package does not mean that they're hers. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Let me know who's marking these in their inventories.
I could use the movable rod as like a free floating branch as I'm swinging around.
It seems awesome
True.
for a monkey. Yeah.
Click.
Jean's free. Take
Click.
it from her. I love that for her. Thanks, Betty.
Does Ted have a tail? Yeah, that'd be perfect. Just always have it ready in your
doesn't.
tail.
No,
a
no
nub
tail
only.
on Ted. No, yeah.
Lost in the war. Okay.
Yeah, well, no, my race, my clan, they just don't have tails.
I didn't think of like
Little
how.
nubs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I never really think of how an item's going to be used by a party, but it's always so fun to figure it out. So, Ted, make sure that you mark that
Yeah, I have it there.
suspended rod. And then for the cloak.
A magical or question on the magic item. Is this one or anyone can use it anytime? Like, if we're in a combat, he could chunk it across the battlefield. Someone else, they click the
Like,
button, it works. No attunement type thing.
Not
No.
attunement.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
And that also just does not sound fun to me, so I wouldn't do it even if it was. But yeah, no, you can
And I
use
will
it.
say, like, Anura, canonically, with her little art or whatever, already has a cape. So, like, you know, it doesn't change colors, but if you wanted to use yours for your sneaky stuff to, like, I don't know, turn it dark when you're in the shadows or something, I could see that happening.
Jimbo also has a
Yeah.
poncho.
Oh, that's true. But he could use the cloak to cover his colorful poncho.
You could also use the cloak to double as your poncho, because it could be any color.
That's true. 2 ponchos.
I'm down.
Also,
Okay.
just as a note, it can be adjusted by the user. So, like, I think that you could also, like, change the color and hand it to Tank.
Dirt
as well.
cloak.
Dirt cloak.
Dirt cloak. Hashtag dirt
really
cloak.
dirty.
It's become an octopus now. It changes textures and everything.
Hashtag double poncho time. I'm Clint Eastwood.
It's definitely like a cuttlefish skin, so it's always changing colors.
Oh, yes. All right. So who's taking this cloak, guys? Final decisions.
I'm down to use it.
Yeah.
Unless anyone is.
I also
Super
feel like
interested.
this is both of these items are items we can pass around if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody
It's a
asked
cloak
to.
and a rod.
I just don't want y'all to lose them, so I want someone
yeah,
marking
yeah.
it on their sheets
Yeah.
now.
I've
know?
got it.
This
I've
would
got
be-
it marked for this. The
Suspension.
rod. Yeah.
This was the. What was the name of the cloak? The Chaos Cloak or a different one?
This is the arcane cloak.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking through the pre-made equipment and Demi-Planes thing.
Oh wow! I didn't know that Demi-Plane had that. Oh my god, that's amazing.
I think they have all the
cloak.
magic items already on there.
That's so fantastic. I don't even know if the chaos cloak
think-
is in here yet.
Well, is the description just a cloak whose color, texture, and size can be adjusted by anywhere with the spellcaster ability at will?
That is absolutely
Cool.
correct. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this one there and try to rename it.
Great facts. So is Jimbo Pigpen, but I don't get the reference. I love the question though.
Pigpen from Peanuts, Charlie Brown.
Oh, with this
yeah.
little
Yeah.
That was a pretty good reference.
That was a great reference. Great facts. Wow. Peanuts. He said peanuts.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, great. Okay, so y'all have those items, and Leo.
I got you, Gray Fox.
Yeah, great facts. Great facts.
Great
Like shadow
facts.
facts. That's where my brain goes.
I
I don't know.
got
Or a
Gotcha.
fax machine. That's what my brain goes.
Love it.
Mine as well. Yeah.
Fax, no printer. Like, absolutely. So Leo is going to kind of take a slow step back and say, well, now, it is lovely to have you here, and thank you so much for letting me see. I've been wondering about that for the whole morning, you know. It got here pretty fast. But anyway, you know. Now, Miss Marlowe, she did give you the finest room in the establishment if and you are to be staying, but she weren't too honest about it in reality. Is you staying today?
I don't think we are, Leo. We have to go. My sister needs me.
Oh, now listen, you gotta take care of your sister. The thing that I always say is family is family.
Family is family. Wise words, Leo.
Very accurate.
So anyway, well, I mean, now listen, you don't have to stay for long, but you don't have to go so soon. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have some things, I got a whole shelf of stuff back here. What you need? Y'all adventurers, you gotta be down on health potions, maybe some stamina potions, maybe some, what you want? What you want? What you looking
I
for?
buy him a shot.
Oh my God.
Can I buy him a shot?
Buy him a shot, try to get him drunk to like get more.
He said he was interested
Are
in,
you
maybe
asking?
drinking some whiskey.
How do you ask
Yeah,
him?
would you like to take a shot with me?
Does a
Anyone
bear
else
poop
who
in the
is
stream?
interested?
Absolutely, he do. Around here, you know that stream pretty big, the Lucent Rill. I would love it. And he kind of like, you know what? Here, one on the house for you for being so dapper and debonair, a dapper man. I really like that. And he kind of has the little shot glass, and he reaches out and very slowly, like, clink. And it takes a moment, but he does. As soon as it gets to his mouth, he kind of rips it back, and he goes, "Woo-ha! That is a lovely way to start a morning." All right. Okay.
How many of those health potions do you have, Leo?
When
I
I
am
listen,
stamina.
I keep them stocked around here. You know that. All right. And so he's going to, in this moment, you are going to see that he says, you know, all this moving around, it really is taking a load off of my joints. So how about this? And he's going to tap the bar twice, and the whole room is going to start kind of activating. Okay. And in this point, the bar behind him, you see actually pushes out, expands, and you see the shop inventory way magically advanced for this shack that you've been seeing. And out kind of slide a cabinet full of these potions. And you have a solid set of 4 of each. So I would say red and blue. Why not? We're really going classic video game on this. But you can see those. Other things that you can see. I'm going to do a little roll moment here. So you can see a jar that has a little flame inside of it that kind of dances. You can also see a piece of armor, but it's clearly just for show. But in the center is a rather large gem that emits a glowing light. You guys, if you were to decide to take this, you can style it however you want. But those are the things that you see in addition to all of the standards. You got your arrows, you got your quivers. Any basic weapon that you want from the weapon table, you have. What are you interested in? What can I do you for with all of your newfound riches?
What does that jar do?
Oh, you got a key now, my friend. Now that there is a fire jar. Yeah, now what you're going to want to do with that is you pour out this liquid and it is going to instantly produce fire. Now, the contents regenerate on your next long rest. It is a lovely little piece of work, if I do say so myself. So,
And this
it's
is
a fire jar. In case this accent is intelligible, right? Y'all hear
Yeah, I
it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I thought we were all there together, but I just wanted to make
We
sure.
are.
Listen. Okay,
I'm
so
a
it's
slow thinker.
no, you're all good. It's a fire jar.
But you said like the armor, like it had like a glowing gem. Does the gem do anything?
Oh,
Or is it
yeah.
just glowing?
And Nora, yes, ma'am, it absolutely does do something. Now that there is a valor stone. A valor stone. You add it to your armor, and it's gonna make you a little bit more resilient. You know what I'm saying? So before you mark your last armor slot, we're gonna transition out of Leo here for a second. Before you mark your last armor slot, you roll a d6. On a 6, you use the armor without marking the slot. So it's like a 1 extra piece of armor moment called a valor
So for a
stone.
squishy character
For a squishy character, it
with
sure
a 9
would be good.
evasion score.
Absolutely, 100%. Yep. Now, I am going to say that the Valor Stone itself is going to be a whole bag of gold. The fire jar, though, I'm going to put at 3 handfuls.
On the Valor Stone, what are the chances that because she's a highborn and she can negotiate prices?
It's a
What
roll.
are the chances?
But
It's a roll.
it absolutely is
I
something you could do.
Can I help her with that if she wants, as my trader's keen eye?
Ooh, you absolutely can. So that's going to give the advantage if you expend your hope.
Well,
And
I
then
would like to expend my hope
to use
for
an
like
experience.
the Swamp Princess. I think would just because he knows about the hat, he saw the hat, he kind of knows what's up. He knows that if he gives her a good deal, maybe because it's not that far from the Blue Marshes, maybe he'll get a little more business.
All right, we're going to role play it out here for a second. So he's going to say, now, Miss Anura, I see you looking at that there shiny thing. Any chance I might interest you in it? Now, it is only one little bag, and I see you got quite a bit there from that little task you did. One bag?
Wait, hold on, real quick. Got a break. I thought we got handfuls. Did we get bags?
what? No,
Bag and a half, right?
A bag
We
and a
got a
half.
bag and a half.
Yeah,
total,
okay.
but
Plus
we
whatever
split it
you
up.
had
the general.
before.
Okay, I got
But
you.
a
Yeah,
bag
have-
is 10 handfuls
Okay.
in total. So
Okay.
your party
Gotcha.
could pitch in for it. Or you
Yeah,
could.
how many?
But depending
how many-
on how well you roll here, we'll see what
How
happens.
many handfuls do you have currently?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4,
She's
5.
kind of.
I have 5 handfuls, and then 4 coins. That's what I got in my bag. So
Before we buy the big item, how much do the potions and the stress
Yeah.
potions,
I'm gonna
stamina potions?
I'm going to say that each one, again, the money here is weird. I think I would say that probably like 5 coins is fair, like for each, you know? So like half a handful per. You could get 2 for a handful.
Okay.
Does that seem like reasonable to you guys? I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Yeah.
How much would a bow and some arrows cost?
I'm going to say a bow. Same, like 1 handful for the bow, and he will throw in the arrows for free. We're not dealing with arrow costs, guys. You
I didn't
always
think
have
so.
enough
I didn't
arrows.
think so.
Not in my
so.
games. It's not for me.
On the quality of the weapons, are these all tier 0 or are they tier 1s?
These
or
are tier
Just the
0s.
basics.
These are the
Okay.
basics. Yeah, there is nothing that good here. Yeah, he's really just got these couple of little trinkets, the potions and the stuff, and then all basic stuff. Thanks, Greyfax. I appreciate it. 5 coins sounds reasonable for potions. I appreciate it because we are given like no guidance. It's like make it up, and I'm like, cool. I'm bad at math.
Yeah.
Same.
I'd be down to, if needed. I'd be down to pitching some of my money towards getting this nicer armor. But I would probably advise us all to try to get like a healing potion and a stamina potion each as well, just so we can survive.
Well, let's see if we can get a discount. So I'll roll. I just roll a hope dice for her, and then she rolls, right?
Yeah, you're trying to get that little discount on the Valor Stone?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, you were adding an experience, right? So,
Yes, I was going to do the Swamp Princess for +2. And then it would add my presence for +3.
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be a presence check specifically. So, you go ahead and roll first, Anura.
Okay.
What is your hope?
12, my hope is 2.
Okay, now, Steven, you get to roll your hope, and what is yours?
My hope is 6.
Now,
Okay,
you get to choose between those. Does it make it a critical if it's either the 2 or the 6?
No, because I got a 12 on the fear.
So then you're going to take the 6.
Yes.
And it is with fear. Okay.
To 18, and then you add the +5, with the Swamp Princess and the presence.
Oh my god, that is so fantastic. I was gonna so remember that I was kind of saying that this was a sliding scale. I figured at a 10 you wouldn't get any kind of a discount. At a 15 or at a kind of a 12 and above, you were gonna get some kind of discount. But with a 20 what now?
23.
With a 23, which is really high difficulty in this game, we are going to go ahead and say that he's going to offer you a deep discount. So give me just a second, guys. That music is really not wanting to cooperate, but I'll get it going. Before we do that, I am going to pocket this sphere. I'm saving up to buy me something special later on. But remember that Anora's are tiny crowns, the weight of her royal responsibility that she's shirking. No, she's actually attending to it now. She's attending to it. Ooh,
I'm a good sister.
the pressure is weighing on you as you are looking at this Valor Stone and thinking you're buying it because you don't know what awaits you back home. But in that moment, you're eyeing it, and so you were kind of like posturing, and he's going to look you up and down and say, "Now listen, I ain't been getting that much business around here these days, and I don't know why. I've been making the place look all nice. It smells good. I don't see the problem, really. But a royal highness such as yourself, now if you do me a favor, you send some patrons or Leo's way, maybe I knock a little off for you. And I'm going to say I'm going to bump it down by half. I'm going to make a half reduction. Leo he also just had a shot,
Yeah.
He's having a good morning.
You tank.
Yeah, like y'all have made a fantastic impression. A 23, come on, guys. So he's going to take that down from that whole bag to 5 handfuls of gold. That is a deep. Nah, I'm gonna make it 6 handfuls. Five doesn't. 5 sounds a little crazy. It's 6 handfuls.
Well,
but
okay. I have 5.
I'll pitch in one.
You'll pitch in one.
I was there with you.
But that also means I don't have money to buy potions.
I'll hook you up on the potions.
Y'all are sweet. Thank
I
you.
love it when my players blow through their
I'm so
money
done.
all at once. It's my favorite because y'all get cool stuff.
You gotta spend it before you get robbed.
That's
Y'all need to let it
exactly
ball
right.
out.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Y'all know how to play this game. All right. Okay, so he's gonna take it and say, "All right, now you let me know. You tell them to let me know when they come through that Anura sent them, and maybe I make you a little punch card or something. Next time you come through, you get an even better discount. You know what I'm saying?
I love that for me. Thank you so much, please.
I love that for me. All right, and he's gonna hand you very slowly the Valor Stone, so you can mark it. Remember that you attach it to your armor. You can tell me how it looks. Nuvum, show me the money. Absolutely. So it's gonna add the following feature to armor that doesn't already have a feature. Your armor does not have a feature, I believe.
It doesn't.
Correct? Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, because I think it might be stiff -1 to agility. Hold on, let me look at this paper.
Oh, -1 to
Because I'd written that down.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says breastplate armor, and it says the feature is stiff -1 to agility, and the base score is 3.
Guys, I'm going to make a judgment call here. I'm going to say, since that's a negative feature, I'm going to let this work. It could have 2 features because I get that if it was like armor that had a sick feature, right? Then you would have to trade it out. But this is making a bad thing better. Let's do it. So,
But not taking away the bad thing either, so.
yeah, exactly. Like, I believe in fun at tables. I'm not going to make you buy armor so that buy a new car so that your tires work. You know what I mean? No. All right. So add to your features of that item, resilient. And remember, take the note however you want. This is on page, if you want to mark it, 146 in the manuscript, if you want to look it up later. But before you mark your last armor slot, you get to roll a d6. On a 6, you use the armor without marking the slot. So this is that last little push. I think the theatrics of that moment is going to be great. All right. And now you guys can take whatever potions you want. Just make sure that you're marking the money off and distributing. Do you have any questions?
Wanted to ask, you said you got tier 0 weapons. Does that include ones that deal magical damage?
Yeah, absolutely. Magical and physical is is basic in this.
I'm curious about if you have a hallowed axe by chance. We had a run-in with some ghostly fellas recently, and our weapons weren't necessarily fully effective.
Yeah, you know that physical weapons, they do not do anything against them little ghosty types. No, absolutely.
Yeah, we got them. We just had to hit them real hard.
Yeah, no, listen, I do got it. And he kind of brings it out slowly and goes, and it's very dusty. But he does have a hallowed axe there. In this case, I'm going to say a hallowed axe. I'm going to keep all of the standard weapons at effectively the same cost. So I said a handful, right? I think is what I said for the bow.
That's what
We're
you
going to call it
said
a
for the
handful. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me to kind of lock initial weapons behind a lot. So a handful.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take that, and 4 of your potions, 2 health, 2 stamina. I'm gonna pass a couple over the lady's way.
All right.
Thank you.
Perfect. Oh, he kind of winks to you as you can chameleons wink? I don't know. He does.
Slow blink. One closes.
Fantastic.
Closes,
Which
one
way
opens,
is he
the other
looking?
opens.
For old times. All right, he's gonna do that in a kind of a nod of recognition that you're taking care of the little lady, and slides you out the potions. Distribute them as you guys see fit. You know, you're good. All right.
All right, Leah, I'll take your short bow off your hands, and I'll take another one of those health and stamina potions.
Fantastic. He's going to give you all of these things. You can mark those. And we're kind of moving a little bit more quickly through this shopkeeping step at this point. So anything else that people want?
How much was that jar again?
3 handfuls.
3 handfuls.
I could throw one your way if you need.
And I have...
You got 4.
I have 4 handfuls?
Plus the one that you had from the initial part of the game. So you should have 5.
So I have 5.
Yeah.
We had one at the start.
Yep.
I don't think we had... Did we have one at the start? Like,
Yep.
I got
You had
one.
2.
Oh, well then I had.
Oh,
I did.
Oh,
You
wait, it
didn't
was-
have to buy one for me.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
I am thinking of version 1.2. At the
Okay.
start of 1.3, I think you have 10 coins, right?
I think I had.
Look at
either-
y'all's character sheets, guys.
Yeah.
So your character, I could take a look at the bard, actually. Give me just a second. I will take a look at it, and down... So
Mine says 2 coins of gold is what my
Ah.
inventory says take. Because I had
Oh,
4
Yeah.
okay.
gold
Grey
bars.
Fax says 2 coins by rules.
Okay, fantastic. Yep, and I'm looking at the warrior
Oh,
right
okay.
now, 2
Okay.
gold coins. So you have 4 handfuls now that you've received those, plus 2 gold coins, Tank.
2 gold coins. Okay. I'll get. potions
Actually,
and
you technically have a 3rd gold coin because you got one for Caruso's thing. This
Oh,
one.
true. True. You said it was 3 handfuls, right?
4 handfuls.
4 handfuls. Oh yeah.
Yep. 4
Could I
handfuls, 2
get-
gold coins?
2 health potions and 1 stress potion then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
I'll just
so
roll
that's
for
gonna be those are only 5 coins each. So that's only 1.5 handfuls. God, math, guys. I hate this.
Then I'll
But-
do.
So you would-
3 health.
Okay.
Wait,
So maybe
I
I'll
thought there were
remember.
There
only
aren't
4
that many.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
enough for each of
right.
us to get one of each.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, then 1 of each.
Okay, great. That's fine.
Call it a day.
So that's 1 handful. You still have 3 handfuls plus 3 gold coins. Make sure that you guys are marking these on your character sheets. I will not remind you in the future of
I
what
only
you
have 4 coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just struggle because our money's kind of shared, right?
No.
Nope.
No.
Or the money from the reward was shared.
But we
That's
split
what
it
we
up.
did.
Yeah,
We split it up. That's where you
I
got the
kinda
4
messed up.
handfuls.
Totally
Yeah.
understood. Yeah. Yep. But you at this point, you have 3 handfuls plus 3 gold coins. So that's what you
Got
still
it,
have
got it.
left.
Cool.
That fire jar was 3 handfuls. If you wanted it, you could still purchase it. But if you don't want it, that's fine too. If you want to save your money.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm not the frugal type, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
So mark those 3 handfuls off. You are left with 3 coins, but write down your potions that you got. Make sure that you write those down.
Right.
1 health potion, 1 stamina potion, and write down fire jar. And I will give you all
Fire
descriptions of all of these magical items, after stream and everything. But as a reminder, you pour out the strange liquid within the contents of this jar, which again kind of flicker almost as if flame, to instantly produce fire. The contents regenerate on your next long rest. This is like, again, it's Harry Pottery. Like Hermione has the fire. Remember that she lights Snape's cloak on.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that Quidditch match. Okay, we're moving on. So.
I'll put in there, Great Facts noted it could be a mason jar of fire.
Oh my god, it absolutely is. There's no way that Leo doesn't have a mason jar of fire. Yes, absolutely it is. Amazing. He also said, don't drink from the jar. And an excellent point. Fire whiskey and this are different, At this point, Leo is going to look at you all and he said, okay, so now you did say that you were not staying here. Is that right?
That's correct.
We got a mosey on.
Yeah, we gotta get to her peoples, to her families.
Well, now listen, y'all been mighty generous today, but you think that old Leo could have that room? It's real nice. It's paid for.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Leo.
Definitely, Leo.
Absolutely. Put your feet up, Leo.
Oh my god!
Yes.
I love this.
Leo, do you not live here?
No, Leo live at the top of the waterfall. It's a long walk every day, but if I got this nice room to myself, Leo gonna have a moment with that fire whiskey. All right, now y'all take care. Y'all come back now, and remember, Miss Anura. If you send for every customer you come, I'm gonna make you some good deals. So you come back by whenever you want. So, is there anything else that y'all really want to accomplish while you're here?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing that I want to do.
Fantastic.
Do we need gather any info? How long are we going to be traveling on boat? Is this like go out to sea, or how are we getting there?
We are going to go out to sea. It is not that far away, but,
Yeah.
Maybe like
How long do you think by sea?
By sea, if y'all can get to the coast before sunset, y'all can take the overnight barge that'll get you there by morning.
okay, so it's like a regular thing, not like a chance, rogue wave hits us and then now we're dealing with like, swimming in the ocean. Okay, cool. No worries for me then.
All right.
Well traveled.
That's Anora's information to share. I can't share information about the travel with you, but no, Anora, it's like it is very reliable. Anora, you would know, because the blue marshes are kind of these separate islands. There is constant transport from the coast all the way back. Kind of for those of you who are from Texas, so everyone except for Chris, you know how Galveston, like it just has constant ferries that are going to and from, like, yeah, if you don't take the bridge. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So at this point, y'all are all making your way back down the Lucent Rill. Now, as it gets further and further, into the day, this water does, it's a beautiful emerald green color. Galveston to Bolivar Faerie. Greyfax knows that is exactly the fairy that I'm talking about. 100%. So, all right. So as the day is progressing, and it is a lovely kind of ride downstream now as y'all are all kind of looking over your purchases, kind of touching the cloak, playing a little bit, though cautiously, with the jar of fire. The river boats, all of the captains, as they are all floating down the smoother waters past this fall area, they all do start up a song that you can hear them singing across to each other that kind of echoes here in this kind of cavernous.
Can she play her banjo?
Oh my
to go
God,
with it?
you absolutely can.
Okay.
And the
Just
river
for the lore.
otters begin tucking themselves onto the thing and kind of playing with their rocks that they keep, their favorite rocks, these river terriers. But you eventually do, as the day is starting to get to the point of dimming. So the sun is beginning to set. You do start to see and smell, more importantly, things that change to a more beach kind of a atmosphere. So you can smell the salt in the air, though it does have more of an earthy scent. At Anura, there are a couple of times that you begin to catch that whiff of home, that smell just a touch that catches you, and then you can't catch it and trace it again. The rest of you, though, you're smelling the salt in the air. You're starting to hear seabirds, and then eventually you do see on the horizon that this water lets out into a port, a small port. Again, this is to quote Greyfax, this is very Bolivar moment, okay? This is a small little area there. And just like before, this is not a bustling hub. Not a lot of people are traveling into the Blue Marshes, as it is kind of a small little area. And get ready for mosquitoes, absolutely. Because you are now heading into the Blue Marshes, which are a mosquitoed area. Now, things shift here as the water has slowed. And this is the end of the line. As you near these docks, you see other people standing at the docks with poles of their own, and they kind of reach out and push their poles through deftly with skill through the loops on these rafts, and kind of grabbing the pole from the other captain, they all pull them in and anchor them to these docks. There is no longer any jumping on and off. You get onto these piers, these small piers that jut just very short into the riverbed itself. And here you can see a small town. Though the sun is setting, you could spend some time here, but you do see off to a larger pier there in the middle of the beach that people are kind of hustling to get onto what might be the last barge out this evening. So what are you guys doing?
Oh, we better hurry.
We
Yeah.
gotta
Gotta catch
hustle,
that bus.
boys.
All right, you got to catch that connecting flight. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Hop it along.
So now, Anura, I think, given your station, and I don't know, but I think probably you probably have some kind of pass onto these barges, right? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me that royalty.
Even if I didn't have a pass, wouldn't they know me?
They
The hat.
They know my
The
hat.
They
hat.
have to. We aren't. It
Yeah.
was a little bit strange that Kenny in the Sablewood recognized you. You're not as well known all the way in the Sablewood, right? But here, oh my God, at the precipice of the Blue Marshes, you are a celebrity. You're famous. So as you come to this area, and I do want to paint a picture. These are not huge barges, right? They probably have about 100 people that are sat on them. There are like these kind of center areas where people can walk in, but most people are seated around the outside with kind of their arms up on the railings themselves. Some small children are kind of laughing and tossing things into the air that the seagulls are dipping down and kind of grabbing out of the air.
Almost imagining like a large pontoon boat.
It is very, very similar to that. Absolutely. You're getting there. You're getting into the vibe. Because remember that this isn't a crystalline beach either. The water here is very similar to Galveston.
It's
kind
brackish.
It's brackish. It's a little reddish from the clay that's here in the water. But as you approach, there is a, I'm going to say, elven female kind of collecting money as people are coming on. And as you begin running up, I'm going to say that the men are kind of leading, and she kind of looks out to you and kind of crinkles her nose a little bit and begins taking a rope and crossing it over, indicating that there will be no more passengers on the boat. Tell me how you proceed.
Hold for royalty.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Got the grappling hook just in case.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, amazing.
All right. Well, I'm
So-
back
We lay
over
the,
here.
the cape out like a red carpet because it extends.
Okay.
Nora's
Or his
hopping as
poncho,
fast
maybe?
as she can. She's holding her little hat while she's hopping.
Oh, that is so cute. Just a southern lady. Just, oh my goodness, my hair. I don't know, my hair.
She has no hair.
No
Rachel.
hair, no
She's a
hair.
frog.
Okay, great. So I am going to say that as you're running down this pier, all of this commotion, the stop for royalty and the that you made with your mouth, is that
Yeah.
Tank? Okay, great. All of
Yeah.
this fanfare, it does at least cause her to turn back and kind of like arch her eyebrows a little bit up, and then she kind of squints and she sees your hat and she and kind of stands up straight and she says,
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know that we were going to have royalty aboard our barge today. Oh my goodness. Oh, Mrs. Fiddleleaf, it's lovely to see you. You are looking luminous today. Do you have your pass with you?
We decided that I have them, right?
I'm going to
Or
say
do
you
we-
have a pass, absolutely. You
Okay,
tell me
yeah,
what this
she-
pass looks like.
It is. We're gonna say. I was trying to think. I've already done so many rocks, like so. I probably shouldn't do another like river rock situation. But although I
Whatever
like
you
the lore a
want.
little bit of her just carrying about a bunch of
So
rocks that do
1,000
different
rocks?
things.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever you
So
want.
she pulls out this one. Let's see. This is
Honora's a little geologist.
yeah. This one's like a piece of fool's gold. Is what this one is.
Ooh, beautiful. All right, it does need to be stamped in some way with your family's crest. What does your family's crest look
see.
like?
It is, well, this works perfectly because it's supposed to be one lone golden fiddle leaf. So it's just like an actual like etched into the fool's gold. Just
Okay,
like
so
a
it's
little
like
fiddle leaf.
perfect. It's flattened on one edge and it has that. And she does not touch it. She would never presume to touch it. But you kind of
Love
hold
her.
it up and she looks. It's lovely to have you, Anura. Now, right this way. Now, obviously, you can have interior seating. Are your companions coming along with you?
Yes, my friends will be coming along with me.
Well, it's lovely to have a retinue such as yourselves. Now, you guys have all been traveling with Anura for a while, but y'all have never been to her homeland with her before. And she does get some privileges. Y'all have seen her throw her weight around, so to speak, in certain merchant areas, but you have not really seen the level of prostrate that these people have been with her today. And though you know she's a princess, sometimes it's easy to forget that she is truly royalty. She's second in line to the throne. That means something. So, Anura, at that moment, she is going to, unclip the rope, and she kind of waves you in, and everybody, by the way, now is kind of looking out at you. You do see some other ribbets that are there in the barge, and they kind of look over and kind of straighten their clothes and stuff as you board. And she leads you into the interior area, and you come from a position of privilege. All of the people around the outside, the exterior of this area, they're all cramped, hot, sweaty, all together. But inside of this little area, there's no one inside. It is just you four. This is reserved only for well-esteemed or high-paying clientele. And it actually does have little cots. Now, it's not lovely, right? These aren't like beautiful beds or anything, but it does have, as Nuvum is saying, VIP areas. It's got these beautiful little cots. So you all are in a lovely position to ride through the night. But remember that this is a longer journey. These people are all kind of, as the sun is setting, they're kind of cozying in with each other under these blankets. Are you feeling your privilege a little bit right now, Anura? And you guys are here inside of your own executive suite.
Yeah. She's they're happy with their blankets. It's fine.
You don't want to bring any of your people just to, check in to see how things are going, and they might have closer info.
Oh, you want me to go chit chat with them outside?
I mean, they might have some, stories they could share.
We could go outside for a chit chat real quick, but I didn't want to disturb their sleep if they were like about to bed down for the night.
I don't know how much you were fighting for those votes.
Should you explain the vote situation to Gimbo?
You don't vote.
What do you mean you don't vote?
You vote for leadership.
That family, that's the ones, unless there's a coup.
Monarchy.
Huh.
So, yeah. I mean, our main, exports or whatever is, the brine shrimp and the crawfish, and they're not doing great this season, but nobody's gonna throw a coup. We're all right.
But y'all have, a hatchery, you said, right? So,
everyone... The children?
Is that only the royal children?
No, that's all children are born into the nursery, yes. But that doesn't mean that they all have the potential to become royalty.
Wow.
And neither me or my sister or my mother have laid any eggs this season, as far as I know. So those are peasant children in that nursery.
Peasant eggs.
We love them.
If you were to look at a couple of eggs, could you tell the difference?
I mean, they all have a different feel to them, but we, as a collective, we lay them, and then the mothers that laid, get children. Yeah, we don't know if it's your child or not, but it's a collective. You get the child you get from the eggs. No, you get the one you get.
Even your family gets the one they get, or do y'all
it's different for royalty. It would be a separate.
There's no chance you could have been swapped at birth.
There's no chance.
Or hatching.
There's no chance.
All right, so having had this discussion about ribbetology, now Kayla, Anura would know that this isn't an overnight trip for everyone, right? This barge is going to be making a few stops along the way. It's going to... Do you want to tell me the path, actually, from the mainland? Do you recall it, or would you like me to give you some details?
I would, just because I don't have my map.
Sure, no problem.
We're making stops. You didn't tell them just to go straight on, and they can get back to their spots in the morning.
Is that...
That's what the
Should I
elected
try?
officials in my place typically would do.
I mean, but these are hardworking rivet folk. I wasn't gonna just, hijack. I mean, I'm sure they'd let me, but how you stop a coup from happening before it happens is you don't abuse your power.
Oh, okay.
Very
Good
noble,
information
very
to know. Good information to know.
They can't come in here with me, but I'm not gonna make their trip longer.
No rubbing
Reason I-
elbows, but you're not going to inconvenience them.
Hey, if I can avoid it,
Wild.
I just want to say that Matt Mercer, when he was introducing the game to people, and he was like, "We have all of these backgrounds and stuff," or sorry, the communities and stuff. He was like Highborn, and he said privileged fucks, and it's
shit.
it's like, and he was joking, obviously, but it is so funny. Like, I love that we get to have a Highborn because these conversations are super rare to have.
Fun dynamic.
Yeah, in an adventuring party. When have y'all ever had an actual princess in your party?
Nah.
Never.
Me never. Yeah.
Yeah, me
One
never
time.
either. Yeah, this one right now.
All right.
I've only had princesses in my parties.
So, to give you kind of some details around this, to give you all some details around this journey. So, as the sun is setting, Anura begins to tell you about the trip and telling you that you're going to need to get comfortable because it's going to take a little while. But the barge is first going to stop at Cattail Hollow, which is one of the larger islands. There is a smaller cove to the north of Cattail Hollow that it will make a brief stop at to load up on some supplies because that's the largest stretch. Some people will get off there as well, and that's going to be the majority of people. After that, it is going to then travel further west across to Blackgum Hollow, and that is your final destination. It does continue after Blackgum Hollow, by the way, all the way past several of the islands to the other continent where Greenhaven is the port of call. These are the three kind of principalities. I'm going to call them principalities, Kayla. Mm-hmm. These are the three principalities that make up the Blue Marshes with, and I say Blue Marshes, I hope that's okay. I think you mostly
Blue
say
Marshes. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Yes. These are the three principalities that make up the Blue Marshes with their respective royal families that control their areas. So you do have Cattail Grotto, you have Blackgum Hollow, where Princess Anura is the spare to the throne, and then you have Greenhaven. They all have their own items and stuff that, Anura can absolutely spin to you if she'd like. But this barge goes all the way across and then back. What would you guys like to do on this journey as we're kind of wrapping up the stream? Is there any items that you want to do?
I was going to wonder, as we're getting kind of, now people are recognizing Anura, we're kind of in her realm. Are we hearing any pulse or vibe check on any sort of frantic, erratic behavior? Is her home any different to her in this state of crisis right now?
Oh my god, what a good question.
That is a fantastic question. So you're kind of listening, and it's not like this is a soundproof interior, and you're actually very close to the people. It's not very far. I would say you could hear, but you're going to have to make a check for it for me. So
Fair.
Go ahead and give me a... Man, I keep forgetting. Give me just a moment. Don't give me any hints. I'm going to get this one. Don't you even worry about it. My brain is just all silly today. An instinct check.
You did it.
Thanks.
Or would Anura make the instinct check?
Whoever
Potentially.
wants to, whoever's
I
listening.
guess like because
Sorry, I
she's
got a
kind of used
0.
to the hustle and bustle of her environment, so she would maybe notice if it was a little more.
Would I get an advantage with that roll?
I'm not giving advantage anymore today unless there's a really good reason for it. We've got a lot of cool stuff today, but it's a great question. I think that my thing usually is in tabletop RPG, the person who has the idea usually is who I want to roll, you know.
Yes.
So go ahead, Chris. You make the roll for me.
Is it both die, right?
It's going to be, yes, your duality dice, which are both of them, absolutely. And remember to add your instinct to it. And if you have a bonus to add to it, you can.
16 with fear.
Oh, with fear. Okay.
You got so excited.
I do. So remember, those of you who haven't watched us closely, that Tank's fear are teeth. And so I'm going to be taking a little tooth. I'm going to be adding it to my fear. Now, today we're trying to breeze through travel stuff. I'm not going to be invoking that fear really right now. Plus, I want to keep some for myself for the next episode when stuff's going to happen. But I am going to I'm going to let this flavor the RP just a touch. So, as you are all traveling through, at some point over the course of the evening, ooh, you know what? We're going to give it just a second. So, with that fear roll, as you're traveling over the course of the evening and you're listening in, early in the evening, you're not hearing very much. People are really trying to just regroup with their families after a day on the continent or through their travels. And a lot of these people, there are so many of them talking about things like Cattail Grotto, talking about things at Greenhaven, that it's hard to pick out specific details. But after that second stop, and I'm going to say that you guys have, by the way, started to go to sleep at that point in the evening. After that second stop, though, everybody knows how it goes. You wake up in the middle of the night anytime there's a stop. And Tank, you are then awake and you start to hear some of the Ribbets talking. And they're talking to each other. And about this time, you begin to hear kind of suspicious voices whispering to each other.
So, what do you think she's on here about, huh?
And the other one says,
Oh, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that there's something going on? Well, I heard that something weird is going on around that Blackgum Hollow. Did you see that fog that was rolling in? No, I didn't. A fog? Well, we have fog all the time. No. This is a different fog. Big, thick. Say that people are losing their minds in that fog. What are we? Aren't we heading into that fog? No. It's on the western side. Cuts off the island from its secondary point. I reckon there's something afoot. And if she's coming back, there's a reason for it. Oh, shh. I can see him stirring in there. Shh. Quiet down.
so you hear them talking about a mysterious fog. And you hear them talking about Anura and her presence being known.
Yeah, first thing I do, I rustle over to her and shake her little cot. Anura, they're talking about a fog. Have you ever heard of a...
There's always
a
fog.
Not
There's
that
always
fog.
fog on the island.
A thick fog, a dark fog.
A dark
People are
fog.
losing their minds in it.
They're losing their minds. I just woke up. That doesn't sound good, though. Oh, I forgot to call my sister. I said I'd call her every day.
Good idea.
Can I take out my stone and give her a little ring in the middle of the night?
You
In the middle of the
could.
night.
You could.
No, you sound like you don't want me to. Oh, shit.
Except that as you pull your tiger stone out of your pocket, it has a much larger crack than your other speaking sphere had before. And the light that illuminates this speaking sphere has dimmed, indicating that something has gone wrong with the other speaking sphere.
Oh my god. Anora's shaking. She doesn't even... Oh my god. That is stressful. I don't know what to do, guys. I can't call her. There's something wrong with my stone.
We just gotta go fast.
Wait faster.
Wait faster.
Do we need to go tell the person to pedal faster?
We're gonna have pedal
Is it paddle
We've
boat?
already made one stop like in the night and we're continuing to go, so like me talking to them it's not gonna make them go faster. They can't change
What a
the
reasonable royal. Oh my god.
Is it like how is this powered? Is it like, magic, or is this just like coal in there? Can we like, go open this mason jar to make it go faster?
No, yeah,
But
pour some
you
fire
set the
into
pontoon
it.
on fire by
I
pouring.
mean like the engine with the coals.
I don't know how it works.
Any history in your
I'd love y'all to
people's
open
life?
that fire jar.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
the
Not on this
easiest and fastest way for us to get there is just to go back to
Swim.
sleep.
Oh,
And then we'll all wake up and be there, right? Like,
Life is
Didn't-
about perspective. they
didn't
say.
your parents ever tell you on long travels that they just to go to sleep and then when you wake up you might be there? I remember.
No, my
have you ever tried to
parents.
sleep in a minecart? It's not doable.
I mean,
I was gonna say mine were, we were having fancy tea parties while we were waiting. It was always fun. It never took too long for me.
Push the commoners overboard like an.
Oh my god, lighten the load. They can swim. They can breathe underwater. They're fine.
I will go see if I can find if there's a captain or whatever just to get info on the boat. See if there's any way to speed things up. Apparently we have an emergency. That could have happened in the last day.
Yeah,
Oh.
I feel like a horrible sister. I didn't notice when it cracked.
Alright, so you're going to find the captain of the barge? Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small barge. You'd have trouble finding him. He is standing there kind of at the back of the boat. And he is like, listen, I don't know a ton about barges, but he's using one of those things that like he moves.
Yeah, the rudder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rudder. He's using it. I remember, Steve and I used to know boat stuff really well because we were always on boats and I had to learn it to be a GM, but I forgot it all. It's been a while. But anyway, he is using the rudder there, and as you approach, he says, "Oh, good evening, friend."
Howdy. I was just curious about this boat here. How is it? Like, how does it move forward? Do you have like an engine, or like, is there some kind of magical contraption pushing this forward, or you just pushing the ground with the stick?
No, yeah,
Is there any way to speed this up?
speed it up?
We got a little bit of an emergency.
Well, do we need to turn back? We're closer to Cattail Grotto.
No. We gotta go to the next place.
Well, I don't think there's any way to speed it up, unfortunately.
How does it currently move forward?
Yeah, we're just moving forward as fast as we can, sir.
Okay.
I can't tell if that's ominous, like he's intentionally not telling you how the boat is powered.
So
Or he's just like, it's obviously the wind. I can't
Okay,
tell.
well, I have a
Haven't
secret
imaginarily
for
sailed
you.
in a while.
He is me.
So if
doesn't know.
Are you pushing the boat forward with the stick, or is something else moving the boat?
The ocean? How deep is that? I mean, I guess we're like a gulf, maybe.
mean,
I'm gonna need help. How does a barge
Okay.
work, guys? How does
I
a
mean-
barge move?
I mean,
It's
I
paddling,
just-
right?
It could be paddling. It
Yeah,
could be like
It could be paddling. It could be a fan boat. It could have a
No,
giant fan.
fuck that. We're in a magical ass world.
are
I know
there
exactly
creatures
how the
pulling
barge
us?
is moving. Nope, it's none of the above. He says confidently, knowing exactly how this barge moves. Well, the enchantment on the boat, the sticks are on the bottom. I can't really get down there to tell him. And
Is it walking?
yes, across yes, it absolutely fucking is. You assholes.
you
That's
know what?
adorable.
That is fair, and I don't understand that either. I definitely can't help move that faster.
Yeah.
Well, actually, does the boat eat?
It's
Is it a lot? Are they legs, or is it alive, or is it magic?
Does the boat eat?
Sir,
Does it eat?
Need some good eating.
sir, I'm just a simple ribbit. I never thought about if the boat eats.
So you don't feed the boat. Okay, I won't worry about it. I'm
Well,
trying to go back to bed.
Jim, you're scaring them, Jim.
I
Great
never
question.
have, and he kind of like he looks back at Nora and says, "I'm
I'll
so
throw up my
sorry,
hands.
ma'am.
Oh, you're
I
fine.
can try."
No.
And he passes the boat and
No,
says,
no,
"Can we go a
no,
little
no.
faster, please?" And he kind of looks desperately over the side to see if you're going faster.
Sure, you're doing wonderful.
He's like
Thank
he
you so
takes his
much,
hand off
Jim.
the
You are
rudder,
scaring him.
wipes his brow. He's like, I got a family at home, you know.
There's no need to sweat, sir. Your family is fine. You're fine.
I'll
That's
I'll
the
put my
frog.
hands
There's
on, like,
no
the crowd.
ominous anything happening anywhere.
Just the
Everything is
frog
fine, sir.
fog.
You can't scare the peasants, Jim.
I was
We
just
already
asking
know.
if the boat eats.
The boat. What kind of question is that, Jim?
It
Have
has
you
legs.
ever met a boat? You have a hat. You're wearing a hat right now. You're making the rest of us hat wearers look crazy. Boats don't eat.
Boats don't have legs.
Well, this one does. That's more normal than it consuming, like, I don't know, consumables.
We were just staying in a house made out of a fruit.
Well, that made sense. There was a Firefly lady in there. That clearly all went together.
I can't breathe. This is so stupid.
I lean
I'm
over
gonna
to-
take Ted up on his offer. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. And I'll lean over to Jim and be like, maybe we just go to bed.
As you guys are having this conversation,
Just
this
keep on
ribbit is just like staring,
I
just
know.
so worried. And he is eyeing that brown hat that you are wearing, Jimbo.
I know,
He
it's the
doesn't
god. I don't know
understand.
what it is either.
He
I
is
wouldn't
really
say that.
concerned. He's like, Sir, I haven't done no wrong. I promise. I'm just a simple ribbit, and I'll do my best faster. And he kind of bangs on the boat.
I'm just like, I hope it helps.
Yeah, me too.
Jim's like, good, as you should.
The effort's what's important.
Okay.
All right.
We just stressed out.
So
the
you
rest of the boat
leave
with
this
us.
man alone. There's very few passengers on the boat at this point, I will say. During stops 1 and stops 2, the vast majority of ribbets, it really was just those couple of ribbets there that were right next to you that you could hear. Everyone else is mostly, it's a quiet kind of boat ride from here on out. Now, as
I'll just pat the ribbit before, like, once everyone leaves, I'll
he
pat him. I'm like,
flinches.
everything's
He
okay.
flinches.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't leave my people alone.
no,
He's-
don't mind Jim. He's just a little.
you
different.
hear the
You ever-
ribbets across the board being like, I think it's time for a coup.
If you ever find yourself up near the yin tree, I like dig in my bag and pull out like a bath token, and I'm like, "Here's a bath on the house."
Okay.
I'll cool it.
You calling him
Thank
dirty?
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Huh?
And he doesn't
No,
care
no, no,
what
no.
you're saying. He is bowing like repeatedly. Thank you, sir.
Our baths are
Thank
for
you, sir.
soothing, not
I'll
for
do what
cleaning,
I
but cleaning
can.
too. Yeah. But all right. Sorry. You have a good night. We're gonna
He's
go
gonna
to sleep
just for
now.
his troubles, pass him a broken tiger stone. Doesn't do
You're
anything.
just
but for
giving
his
away
troubles.
these stones.
They don't work, girl. What
I will tell you, don't give away
They
your
don't
tiger
work.
stone. They can be repaired, though it is pretty costly.
Oh.
So it could be repaired.
He can't have it.
I'm really good
He
with
can just
rocks. I
sweat.
might be able to help.
Yeah. All right. So as you guys are, though, walking back, kind of bickering amongst yourselves to that cabin, and you get to the door, you do feel slight prickles on your face of cold condensation, and you look up and you can see the beginning of a billowing fog. And as we close for the evening, the barge begins pushing into this thick fog that obscures the rest of the night. You can't see stars above you, you can't see the water beneath, but you know that come daybreak, as long as they're able to navigate it, this lone light moving through this fog, that you'll wake at Anora's homeland of Blackgum Hollow. And that's where we're gonna close. Good job, guys! Y'all got through the travel in one day. That's what I wanted.
We did.
All right. Well,
There might be a coup, but
there could be a coup. Listen, coups do happen, but
There's no coup, nothing to worry about.
yeah, the frog fog, like
Frog.
I'll have to chat with you, Rachel, between sessions to see if this city might have another one of my contacts here or not.
Oh, it absolutely will, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna coordinate better this time because it's supposed to be useful to you. Bruni was great. He wasn't useful.
I hadn't been venturing out that much. This is the first one I ran into.
Yeah, it's completely fair, absolutely. But we're gonna coordinate for that.
We learned that he loved his husband. That's what we
did.
learned about Bruni.
Well,
Valuable
if for his muscles alone, like that guy's hot. So we'll pick this up next time. Justin, because y'all are getting a long rest through the night, remember, all of you can mark whatever you want, but Justin, for you specifically, I assume one of your long rest actions is working on your project.
Yep, I want to finish that.
All right. So, remember that for those of you who aren't remembering where we were, he had in one of their first encounter found these kind of sandals that were made of kind of coppery colored, purpley colored leaves rather, from the trees of the Sablewood that one of the Thistlefolk thieves that ambushed them was wearing, though they had been much degraded by Anura's power push blast in that combat. Our friend Gimbo has been using the long rest function of mechanic of working on a project, and we rolled a die to see how many times he'd have to work on it before we could see if we got something working again to repair it. That was 3. We're on the 3rd long rest. Now, I'm going to ask you, though, Justin, in this last moment, you're looking at it and it looks great. You've done a really good job at piecing it back together without any rolls. But there's something, just the faintest feel of magic on these. And it's a little bit stronger, but it's not quite there. You think that maybe you could just tweak it a little bit to get it really back up and running. Otherwise, it's a lovely shoe. But I'm going to need an actual check to make this work. Okay? You can tell me whatever check you want to make on this, however you want to add to it, but that's how we're going to get these sandals up and running.
I mean, I definitely got to, just attach some good straps, some good shoestrings on there, really get them on there tight. Stay on my feet.
Okay.
I'm just, really pulling them tight, using my strength.
Okay, so strength. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, great. Absolutely. I love that. All right. Then you can go ahead and are you adding anything to your roll, by the way?
I don't believe I have anything for shoe repair.
I don't think so either. So, okay. Well, then you're gonna go ahead and roll and add your strength. Now, I'm not making the check too hard because you've invested this time. I want you to succeed, but go ahead and see where we get.
Oh boy, that is an 11 with hope.
An 11 with hope.
Oh, sorry, plus strength, that's plus 2, so 13.
All right.
Oh, yeah, math.
You're sure it's 13 with hope, right?
Yeah, I got a 1 on the fear, a 10 on the hope, and 2 from the strength.
All right, fantastic. Well, I asked because an 11 would have failed because I set it at a 12, but a 13 succeeds. Collect your hope. And in that last moment, as you're really holding these together, you get some of the bands to connect just perfectly in exactly the ornate way that they were before. It's a tight fit. And then as it does that, you see that exactly where some of these kind of pieces are connecting, although you hadn't seen before, these little scratches on them are not scratches at all. They're runes. They're Thistlefolk runes. And as they connect, they flash a little bit of color. And we are going to have now. I have to find it because I
think I may have found it. Is it the sable leaf
shoes? Yeah, but we're gonna tailor this again. Remember, guys, I really believe in making anything in your campaign yours. The sable leaf shoes are a set of shoes sewn out of the leaves of the sablewood trees. They are light and flexible. Wearing them lets you spend hope to take advantage on agility rolls while in the sablewood. We are going to say while not in an urban settlement, okay? So anywhere that is like outdoorsy, inside of forests, on beaches, you interpret that as will, but we're leaving the sablewood. I don't think it would be fair, you know? So, all right. You have those items. Okay.
The only thing I might want to tweak to them is if I could change them to sable leaf soles.
Sure.
And just, have them in my shoes.
Fantastic.
Well, no,
I don't want to take
there's still sandals. You like slide them on, and then you slide your sandaled foot into your boot.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we are right at the end of time. I mean, like, we're close to midnight. I know we started late.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, so much for coming
everyone
together.
that joined us.
Yeah, and thanks for joining. It was so great in chat, you guys. It was really great. But yeah, thank y'all all so much. And remember, Steven and I are going to be here tomorrow talking about Daggerheart 1.4. So, see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye,
guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Woo!
Have to do like the actual buttons. They could still hear me. Bye, bye, guys.